What a night in Munich! The Allianz Arena was absolutely rocking as Bayern Munich locked horns with Werder Bremen in this fiery Bundesliga 2025 clash. Fans from both sides packed the stands, their chants echoing across the stadium. Bayern, the reigning powerhouse, entered this game with the expectation of dominance, while Werder Bremen came determined to upset the Giants and make a statement. From the very first whistle, you could feel this wasn't going to be just another match. It was going to be a battle full of drama, passion, and unforgettable moments. Now, let's get into the action. We start with a stunning move from Bayern Munich. It's a swift passing exchange that tears apart Werder Bremen's defense. The ball finds its way to Leroy Sane, who unleashes a rocket of a shot that leaves the goalkeeper stranded. The Allianz Arena erupts as Bayern takes an early lead. But Werder Bremen isn't a team to back down easily. They regroup and launch a counterattack with pace and precision. Niklas Füllkrug, the star striker, receives a through ball and with a cool finish slots it past the onrushing goalkeeper. The momentum shifts and the match is evenly poised. As the first half progresses, the tension builds. Both teams go all out in search of the next goal. Coman weaves through the Bremen defense, leaving players in his wake, but his shot misses the target by inches. At the other end, a Bremen player goes on a mazy run, beating defenders, but his final cross lacks the necessary accuracy. The teams head for the break with the score tied. It's anyone's game. The second half kicks off with renewed intensity. Bayern Munich makes a tactical change, introducing Jamal Musiala, who immediately makes an impact. His clever movement opens up the Bremen defense and he sets up Müller for a tap-in. But wait, there's a twist. The assistant referee's flag goes up, ruling Müller offside. The Allianz Arena falls silent. It's a close call, but the decision stands. Undeterred, Bayern presses forward. Kimmich sends a long-range effort just over the bar. The home crowd grows restless. In the dying moments of the match, drama unfolds. A handball in the box. The referee points to the spot. It's a penalty for Bremen. The away fans erupt. Niklas Füllkrug steps up to take the penalty, sending the goalkeeper the wrong way. He celebrates with his teammates, acknowledging the traveling fans who have been a sea of green in the stands. The final whistle blows and the Allianz Arena is stunned. Bremen has held on to secure a point against the defending champions. It's a result that will send shockwaves through the league. Let's take a moment to appreciate the brilliance of Leroy Sane. His electrifying performance left defenders in awe. First, he tormented them with his mesmerizing dribbling skills, leaving opponents on the ground and the crowd on their feet. And then came the moment we've all been waiting for. Sane unleashed a thunderous strike that shook the net. The Allianz Arena erupted as the ball hit the back of the net. But Sane's contributions didn't stop there. His tireless runs and pinpoint crosses created havoc in the Bremen penalty area. Sane was a constant threat, pushing the Bremen defense to the limit. His performance was a masterclass in skill, power, and precision. Sane rightfully claimed the title of Man of the Match, leaving spectators in Munich and beyond in awe of his extraordinary talent. The Allianz Arena, home to FC Bayern Munich, is known for its electrifying atmosphere. The roar of the crowd reverberates throughout the stadium, creating an intimidating fortress for opposing teams. The iconic, floodlit Allianz logo serves as a constant reminder of the club's rich history and tradition. With a seating capacity of over 75,000, the arena comes alive with the passionate chants of Bayern's die-hard fans. Together, they form an inseparable bond with the team, making the Allianz Arena one of the most formidable venues in football. And that's a wrap, folks. If you enjoyed this electrifying encounter, don't forget to show your support. Your cheers mean the world to us. Until next time, stay tuned for more updates. Thank you for joining us. The fireworks started early as both teams came out with blazing intentions. The hosts continued to press high, forcing Bremen to play a risky game from the back. As expected, Bayern dominated possession and created the first real chance of the game in the 10th minute. Kimmich played a clever 1-2 with Sane before cutting inside and unleashing a powerful shot that flashed just wide of the post. This set a tone for the opening exchanges, with the visitors defending bravely but struggling to get out of their own half. Bremen's game plan was clear: absorb the pressure and hit Bayern on the counter. They almost caught the hosts off guard in the 16th minute when a long ball sent Niklas Füllkrug through on goal. Fortunately for Bayern, Dayot Upamecano recovered in time to make a crucial sliding tackle, denying Füllkrug a clear shot on Neuer's goal. Despite facing constant pressure, Bremen's goalkeeper, M. Fernandez, remained largely untroubled as the Bayern attack lacked the necessary cutting edge. However, the deadlock was broken in the 12th minute with a stunning move that showcased Bayern's attacking prowess. After a rapid exchange of passes involving Thomas Müller, Leroy Sane, and Jamal Musiala, the ball fell to Sane on the left wing. With his back to goal, he delivered an inch-perfect cross towards the far post where Harry Kane, who had cleverly peeled away from his marker, powered home a header that left Fernandez with no chance. It was a textbook finish from the England captain, and the Allianz Arena erupted as Bayern took the lead. But this match had a twist in store as Bremen responded in the most unexpected fashion. Against the run of play, they equalized in the 28th minute with a lightning-fast counterattack. Bremen's players surged forward with purpose, exploiting the gaps in Bayern's midfield. A clever flick from Marvin Duksch sent Leonardo Bittencourt clear on the right side of the box. With composure, he cut back towards his left foot and unleashed a low drive that squeezed past the outstretched hand of Neuer, hitting the back of the net. It was a moment of magic from Duksch, and the away fans went wild as Bremen shocked the Allianz Arena by leveling the score. Bayern were stunned and almost fell further behind in the 33rd minute when a defensive lapse allowed Bremen's Anthony Jung to volley just over the bar from close range. The remainder of the first half belonged to the visitors. Neuer was forced into a spectacular fingertip save to deny Martin Hongla's long-range effort, while Upamecano made a crucial interception to prevent Duksch from getting another clear shot on goal. Bayern, who had dominated the opening exchanges, found themselves pinned back, and the halftime whistle brought a sigh of relief as they looked to regroup and regain control in the second period. On an emotional night at the Allianz Arena, both teams displayed incredible passion and determination. While Bayern started strong, Bremen's resilience and tactical discipline were commendable. The introduction of Mathys Tel at halftime provided a spark for Bayern, but it was Bremen's hunger that truly stood out. Despite conceding an early goal, they fought back with spirit, showcasing their attacking threat on the counter. The match remained tense until the final whistle, with neither team able to find a winner. The draw highlighted the parity between the sides, and it will be interesting to see how the Bundesliga table looks come May. For now, though, both teams have reasons to be satisfied. Bayern, despite the dropped points, will take solace in their overall performance, while Bremen can celebrate a hard-fought point against the champions. The future promises more excitement, and fans of both teams will be eagerly anticipating the next fixtures. One thing is certain: the Allianz Arena will continue to be a cauldron of emotions as Bayern strive for another title. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of our Bundesliga Highlights show. Tonight, we saw an absolute thriller at the Allianz Arena as Bayern Munich took on Werder Bremen. And, let me tell you, it was a night of high-octane football, stunning goals, and some questionable refereeing decisions. Let's rewind to the 26th minute when things got heated. After a contentious VAR review, Bremen were awarded a penalty. The Allianz Arena erupted in boos, but VAR actually got it right. However, the controversy didn't end there. A reckless challenge by Bayern's Upamecano on Burke should have seen red. But, shockingly, the referee brandished only a yellow card. Talk about letting the emotions get the better of you. Bremen took the lead just before halftime. A pinpoint cross found its way to Duksch, who slotted it past Neuer with ease. The traveling fans were in a frenzy, but their joy was short-lived. In the second half, Bayern came out all guns blazing, and in the 51st minute, they drew level. A stunning, long-range strike from Kimmich found the back of the net, silencing the Bremen fans and giving the home side a much-needed boost. Now, if you're enjoying our coverage of this thrilling match, please don't forget to support us. Your support means everything to us. The match took a decisive turn in the 70th minute when Bayern went ahead. A clever through ball from Sané found Harry Kane, who made no mistake in slotting it past the keeper. It was a beautiful team move, and Kane's composure in front of goal was remarkable. He celebrated by cupping his hands to his ears, soaking in the adulation of the home fans. But wait, there's more. Just 3 minutes later, Alphonso Davies had a golden opportunity to extend Bayern's lead, but he blazed his shot over the bar. It was a nervy moment for the home side, but they soon got their third goal. A mazy run and cross from Musiala set up Sane, who made it 3-1. The Allianz Arena erupted, and it was all the home side could do as they dominated possession and territory. However, Bremen almost pulled one back in the 80th minute. A scramble in the box saw several chances, but neither side could find the crucial touch. It was end-to-end stuff, and the tension was palpable. As the clock ticked down, Bayern Munich pressed forward in search of more goals, and in the 89th minute they got their fourth. A pinpoint cross from Sane found the head of De Ligt, who made no mistake in heading home. It was a dominant performance from the hosts, and the fans were on their feet celebrating. The final whistle blew shortly after, and Bayern Munich had secured a hard-fought 4-2 victory. Harry Kane was the star of the show, scoring twice and tormenting the Bremen defense. But it was a team effort, and the likes of Sane, Kimmich, and Musiala put in stellar performances. For Bremen, it was a valiant effort, but ultimately they were undone by their own mistakes and the brilliance of Bayern Munich. That's it for tonight, folks. We'll be back tomorrow with more exciting content. Until then, keep supporting us. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. This is the moment when Barcelona became the kings of Spain. This is not a story about just a football match. It's about a team that faced fear, conquered it, and in the process became unstoppable. Their journey was far from easy, though. They had to dig deep, to face their fears head-on. And let me tell you, it was a sight to behold. The story begins in Seville. The home team, Real Betis, was no pushover. They were aggressive, determined to make their home a fortress. The atmosphere was electric, the likes of which only Spain can produce. The players knew this would be a battle, and they were ready. But who could have predicted what happened next? In the 16th minute, the home side struck. A cross from the right found a leaping forward who nodded the ball past Ter Stegen. The stadium erupted. 1-0 to the home side, and it seemed as if Barcelona's hopes were dashed. Fear began to creep into the Blaugrana's play. Passes went astray, tackles were missed. It was a far cry from the team known for its slick passing game. But amidst the chaos, a pattern emerged. Every time Barcelona lost the ball, Real Betis sent their striker through on goal with clever long balls. It was a tactic that was proving effective, causing fear in the hearts of the Barcelona defense. But then something extraordinary happened. In the 32nd minute, Barcelona slowly started to wake up. They passed with more patience, controlled the tempo, and tested the home goalkeeper with long shots. And then came the moment of brilliance. In the 32nd minute, the breakthrough came. Pedri, calm under pressure, slipped a perfect pass through the defense. Lewandowski timed his run to perfection and finished with pure class. 1-1. Barcelona fans celebrated wildly, chanting their captain's name. That goal was more than an equalizer. It was a statement. Barcelona are here to win. After the goal, the Blaugrana looked sharper. Gavi and de Jong began winning midfield duels, and their high press started forcing mistakes. By halftime, it felt like only one team was truly in control. Barcelona had turned fear into confidence. The second half started with fireworks. Barcelona, now full of energy, attacked relentlessly. In the 54th minute, Rafinha danced down the right wing. With quick footwork, he cut inside and unleashed a stunning left-footed strike that curled into the far corner. The away fans exploded with joy. Barcelona 2-1 up. The home team tried to regroup, pushing forward with long balls and physical challenges, but Barcelona's defense stood tall. Jules Koundé made key interceptions, and Ter Stegen pulled off a fingertip save that denied the equalizer. Then came the moment of magic. In the 78th minute, Lamine Yamal, Barcelona's teenage wonder, picked up the ball near the halfway line. With fearless speed, he dribbled past one, then two defenders. The crowd held its breath as he fired a rocket into the top corner. A world-class goal from a 17-year-old. Barcelona 3-1, and the game was finished right there. Even rival fans clapped, acknowledging pure talent. As the final whistle blew, the traveling Barcelona fans roared with joy. They had witnessed a spectacle, a performance that had transformed fear into an unstoppable force. For Barcelona, this was more than a win. It was a statement, a declaration that they are a team to be reckoned with. They had stared down fear and emerged victorious. What makes this story even more compelling is the transformation of Barcelona's fortunes over the course of a season. From the lows of a disappointing 2022-23 campaign to the heights of winning the 2023 Super Cup, their journey has been nothing short of remarkable. The new signings have seamlessly integrated into the squad, injecting fresh energy and tactical flexibility. The likes of Ilkay Gundogan and Oriol Romeu have brought a new dimension to the team's midfield, while the ever-reliable Vitor Roque adds firepower to the attack. Under the patient guidance of coach Xavi Hernandez, this squad has evolved into a force to be reckoned with, showcasing a style of play that is both mesmerizing and effective. But it's not just about the new faces. The development of Barcelona's young talents has been equally impressive. Players like Lamine Yamal have stepped up to the challenge, demonstrating maturity and skill beyond their years. The future looks bright for the Catalan club, and the 2023 Super Cup is just the beginning. As they continue to build momentum, one thing is clear: Barcelona's resurgence is a joy to behold. That's all for now from me. You can catch up on all the action via the link in the description. Until next time, thanks for watching. Well, the sixth match day in La Liga ended with a bang as Barcelona came from behind to beat a resolute Cadiz side 3-1 at the Nuevo Mirandilla Stadium. The hosts took the lead in the 14th minute when Roger Martí got on the end of a cross from the right and headed past an on-rushing Iñaki Peña. It was a well-deserved lead for the home side, who had started the game brightly and could have easily taken the lead in the first 10 minutes through Felix. But their failure to convert those chances came back to haunt them as Barcelona grew into the game. Slowly but surely, the visitors began to find their rhythm, carving out several chances of their own. And in the 39th minute, they finally broke through. Robert Lewandowski got on the end of a cross from Rafinha, but his header was saved by Ledesma. However, the rebound fell kindly for the Pole, who made no mistake in tucking away his 12th goal of the season. With that, the scores were level at the break. The second half started with both teams canceling each other out, but in the 58th minute, Barcelona took the lead through Rafinha. The Brazilian picked up the ball just outside the box and cut inside before unleashing a curling effort that found the top corner. It was a spectacular goal, and no less than the visitors had been playing. In the 69th minute, Barca made it 3-1 through one of their substitutes, Lamine Yamal. The youngster was set up by Lewandowski, and he made no mistake in slotting past Ledesma. It was a fantastic finish from the 16-year-old who became the youngest ever player to score for Barca in La Liga, breaking the record previously held by Ansu Fati. With the 3 points secured, Barca move on to their next fixture with a trip to face PSV Eindhoven in the Champions League on Tuesday. Meanwhile, Cadiz will look to pick up their first win of the season when they host Celta Vigo after the international break. So, there you have it, folks. The stats don't lie. Barcelona have once again shown why they are the team to beat in La Liga this season. Their ability to control possession and create chances is truly impressive, and their fighting spirit is what sets them apart from the rest. On the flip side, Cadiz put up a valiant effort, but ultimately fell short. Despite the loss, they did manage to score one goal, and that's something to build on moving forward. As for the standout performers, Rafinha's creativity and magic was instrumental in Barcelona's victory. His stunning free kick and overall playmaking ability were a joy to watch. Meanwhile, Pedri continues to impress with his passing range and vision. He's a key player for Barcelona, and his influence on the team is undeniable. When asked about his team's performance, Barcelona head coach Xavi Hernandez was full of praise. He acknowledged the tough challenge posed by Cadiz, but also praised his players for their resilience and determination to turn things around after conceding an early goal. Overall, it was a positive night for Barcelona and a setback for Cadiz. But, as they say, it's a long season and there's plenty of football still to be played. What do you think of Barcelona's performance? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. In the heart of Catalonia, there's a stadium that has witnessed countless battles. Today is no different. Two teams take to the field, each with a story to tell, each with a dream to fulfill. But only one can claim the right to brag for the week. And when the final whistle blows, it will be this team walking tall, holding their heads high, knowing they have conquered the day. The first half starts with both teams feeling each other out. The home team, in their traditional colors of white and blue, pass the ball around patiently, looking for an opening. Their supporters, a sea of blue and white, urge them on, creating a wall of sound that reverberates around the stadium. But the visitors in their famous Blaugrana stand firm, their red and blue stripes a blur of activity as they harry and press, forcing the home team back. It's a tactical battle as both managers look to gain the upper hand. The home team tries to build from the back, but Barcelona's press is relentless. The midfielders close down every passing lane, turning the screw. Then comes the moment that shifts the balance of power. A stray pass by the home team is intercepted. In a flash, Barcelona breaks, their forwards racing towards the home team's goal. The crowd gasps as a Barcelona player cuts inside, leaving defenders in his wake. With a cool finish, he slots the ball past the onrushing goalkeeper, sending the traveling fans into raptures. Barcelona takes the lead. The weight of the goal seems to settle on the home team's shoulders, making their movements hesitant, their passes inaccurate. They push forward in search of an equalizer, but Barcelona's defense is well organized, led by the towering figure of their captain, who reads the game like a book, intercepting passes, heading away crosses. His teammates follow his lead, forming a shield in front of their goal. The home team throws everything they have at Barcelona, but as the minutes tick by, their attacks become more desperate, their passes forced. And then it happens again. A moment of brilliance that leaves the home team shell-shocked. Barcelona steals the ball in their own half. One-touch passing moves the ball forward with purpose. The striker finds space on the edge of the box and with a deft touch guides the ball into the back of the net. Barcelona doubles their lead. The home team, visibly dejected, start making changes, hoping for a spark that never comes. As the game enters its final stages, Barcelona takes off one of their forwards, replacing him with a young midfielder. It's a bold move, but one that pays dividends. With fresh legs and a keen eye for a pass, the substitute makes an immediate impact. The home team, tiring and frustrated, lose shape, giving away fouls and resorting to long balls that easily won in the air. The Barcelona players keep their composure, maintaining their discipline, ensuring there is no way back for the home team. And when the final whistle blows, it is Barcelona who emerges victorious, their players celebrating with the 12th man, their supporters who have followed them here. The stats tell the story of a dominant display by Barcelona. Their possession percentage is significantly higher, reflecting their control of the game. The number of shots and shots on target also favor Barcelona, indicating their offensive prowess. The home team, on the other hand, had very few chances, their frustration evident as they failed to break down Barcelona's resolute defense. This match wasn't just about the result. It was a statement by Barcelona. It was a statement that they are back, that they are a force to be reckoned with. The goals haven't just come from their star striker. The midfield is chipping in, the defense is solid, and the goalkeeper is proving to be a brick wall. Barcelona's next opponents have a tough task ahead. They will need to be at their very best if they want to tame this Barcelona side that is showing glimpses of the greatness that has been their hallmark. The match has just ended. Barcelona have just extended their unbeaten run to 6 games in all competitions with a 3-1 victory over Osasuna. But more importantly, what did we learn from this game? Well, quite a lot, actually. So let's get right into it. We started brightly, dominated possession, and created the first chance of the game after just 3 minutes when Pedri found himself in a dangerous position inside the box. But unfortunately, his effort went just over the crossbar. And shortly after, the visitors almost made us pay for that miss as a quick counterattack saw them enter the box, but Mingueza was there to make an important block. Despite our bright start, it was Osasuna who took the lead against the run of play in the 26th minute. A long ball forward caused some panic in our defense, and despite the best efforts of Ter Stegen, the ball hit the back of the net. It was a tough one to take, especially considering how we started the game. But credit to Osasuna. They defended well and took their chances when it mattered. However, we responded in the best possible way, and just 5 minutes later, we were level. The goal came from our new signing, Robert Lewandowski. He collected the ball just outside the box, turned his man, and unleashed a powerful low shot that left the goalkeeper with no chance. It was a great finish and an even better response from the team, and in the 39th minute, we almost took the lead. A quick passing move involving Gavi, Dembele, and Fati saw the latter get into a one-on-one situation, but unfortunately, he couldn't get past the goalkeeper. Despite dominating possession and creating a number of chances, we went into the halftime break level, but the second half started in the same manner as the first with us on the front foot. In fact, within 2 minutes of the restart, we had 2 great chances to take the lead. First, Pedri sent a powerful header towards goal, but it was brilliantly saved by the goalkeeper. And from the resulting corner, Araujo had a goal-bound header of his own, only for the ball to be cleared off the line. The pressure continued, and in the 54th minute, it finally paid off. Rafinha, who had come on at halftime, got on the end of a cross and fired home a volley to give us the lead. It was a fantastic finish and a much-needed goal. And just 9 minutes later, we extended our lead. Once again, it was Rafinha involved. He cut inside from the right and played a clever 1-2 with Dembele before firing towards goal. The goalkeeper made the initial save, but unfortunately for Osasuna, the ball fell right to Yamal, who made no mistake in slotting home his second goal of the season. From there, the game was under control. We continued to create chances, but the goals didn't come. In the end, the 3-1 scoreline flattered Osasuna, but football can be a cruel game sometimes. And that was certainly the case here. Despite the disappointing result, there were positives for the home team to take away. They showed bravery and determination and never gave up until the final whistle. For us, this was another night when we showed the heart of champions. We fell behind, but we didn't panic. We kept our composure and played our way back into the game, and in the end, we came away with all 3 points. So, as we look ahead to La Liga Matchday 06, one thing is for sure, we'll be doing so in fine form. Thanks for watching. For me, the standout player was undoubtedly Robert Lewandowski. His experience and quality were crucial to our victory. And I was also impressed with Rafinha's impact off the bench. He came on at halftime and made an immediate difference with his pace and power. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And, as always, Forca Barca. This is the moment when Barcelona became the kings of Spain. This is not a story about just a football match. It's about a team that faced fear, conquered it, and in the process became unstoppable. Their journey was far from easy, though. They had to dig deep, to face their fears head-on. And let me tell you, it was a sight to behold. The story begins in Seville. The home team, Real Betis, was no pushover. They were aggressive, determined to make their home a fortress. The atmosphere was electric, the likes of which only Spain can produce. The players knew this would be a battle, and they were ready. But who could have predicted what happened next? In the 16th minute, the home side struck. A cross from the right found a leaping forward who nodded the ball past ter Stegen. The stadium erupted, 1-0 to the home side, and it seemed as if Barcelona's hopes were dashed. Fear began to creep into the Blaugrana's play. Passes went astray, tackles were missed. It was a far cry from the team known for its slick passing game. But amidst the chaos, a pattern emerged. Every time Barcelona lost the ball, Real Betis sent their striker through on goal with clever long balls. It was a tactic that was proving effective, causing fear in the hearts of the Barcelona defense. But then something extraordinary happened. In the 32nd minute, Barcelona slowly started to wake up. They passed with more patience, controlled the tempo, and tested the home goalkeeper with long shots. And then came the moment of brilliance. In the 32nd minute, the breakthrough came. Pedri, calm under pressure, slipped a perfect pass through the defense. Lewandowski timed his run to perfection and finished with pure class. 1-1. Barcelona fans celebrated wildly, chanting their captain's name. That goal was more than an equalizer. It was a statement. Barcelona are here to win. After the goal, the Blaugrana looked sharper. Gavi and de Jong began winning midfield duels, and their high press started forcing mistakes. By halftime, it felt like only one team was truly in control. Barcelona had turned fear into confidence. The second half started with fireworks. Barcelona, now full of energy, attacked relentlessly. In the 54th minute, Rafinha danced down the right wing. With quick footwork, he cut inside and unleashed a stunning left-footed strike that curled into the far corner. The away fans exploded with joy. Barcelona 2-1 up. The home team tried to regroup, pushing forward with long balls and physical challenges, but Barcelona's defense stood tall. Jules Koundé made key interceptions, and ter Stegen pulled off a fingertip save that denied the equalizer. Then came the moment of magic. In the 78th minute, Lamine Yamal, Barcelona's teenage wonder, picked up the ball near the halfway line. With fearless speed, he dribbled past one, then two defenders. The crowd held its breath as he fired a rocket into the top corner. A world-class goal from a 17-year-old. Barcelona 3-1, and the game was finished right there. Even rival fans clapped, acknowledging pure talent. As the final whistle blew, the traveling Barcelona fans roared with joy. They had witnessed a spectacle. A performance that had transformed fear into an unstoppable force. For Barcelona, this was more than a win. It was a statement, a declaration that they are a team to be reckoned with. They had stared down fear and emerged victorious. What makes this story even more compelling is the transformation of Barcelona's fortunes over the course of a season. From the lows of a disappointing 2022-23 campaign, to the heights of winning the 2023 Super Cup, their journey has been nothing short of remarkable. The new signings have seamlessly integrated into the squad, injecting fresh energy and tactical flexibility. The likes of Ilkay Gundogan and Oriol Romeu have brought a new dimension to the team's midfield, while the ever-reliable Vitor Roque adds firepower to the attack. Under the patient guidance of coach Xavi Hernandez, this squad has evolved into a force to be reckoned with, showcasing a style of play that is both mesmerizing and effective. But it's not just about the new faces. The development of Barcelona's young talents has been equally impressive. Players like Lamine Yamal have stepped up to the challenge, demonstrating maturity and skill beyond their years. The future looks bright for the Catalan club, and the 2023 Super Cup is just the beginning. As they continue to build momentum, one thing is clear: Barcelona's resurgence is a joy to behold. Just past the half-hour mark, Pedri danced through the box. His teammates surged forward, creating havoc. And when the ball fell to Balde on the left, he sent in a rocket of a cross. Robert Lewandowski, the master finisher, timed his run to perfection, rose above the crowd, and with a thunderous header, shook the net. 1-1. The equalizer sent a jolt of energy through Barcelona's veins. They rallied, pressing higher, passing quicker, their movement becoming a symphony of skill and precision. Soon after, Lewandowski had another chance. This time, a clever flick from a corner kick found him unmarked. He controlled it with his chest, then unleashed a volley that crashed against the bar. If it had gone in, no one would have complained. The match was turning into a spectacle, a pulsating display of attacking football that left fans on the edge of their seats. Halftime arrived and both teams retreated to regroup. The score tied, the contest evenly poised. The second half began with renewed intensity. The home team, invigorated by their first goal, continued to press, forcing Barcelona into making mistakes. In the 63rd minute, they won a free kick on the edge of the box. The set piece sailed over the wall and into the top corner, leaving Ter Stegen with no chance. Once again, the roof nearly lifted off. 2-1. The commentators were on their feet. The crowd was a sea of waving flags, and the home team celebrated with the fervor of a team that knew they might be pulling off an upset. But football, as they say, is a game of two halves, and Barcelona, being the champions that they are, weren't ready to throw in the towel. In the 70th minute, a handball inside the box awarded Barcelona a penalty. Up stepped Robert Lewandowski, the cool Polish striker, to take it. He sent the goalkeeper the wrong way, sending the ball rolling into the net. 2-2. The stadium hushed. The Barcelona players let out a roar of relief, and the traveling fans began to dream again. Could their team really pull off another comeback? The final minutes were a blur of activity. Both teams threw everything they had at each other. The home side almost snatched a winner in stoppage time, but Barcelona's defense held firm. Full time blew, and the points were shared. 2-2. The night ended with a smattering of applause. Despite the disappointment of not coming away with all 3 points, Barcelona had shown their mettle, their ability to fight back from a tough position and snatch a draw when it seemed they had little left. The result left them still topping the table, but the performance was a reminder that every match in La Liga is a battle. There are no easy games. No matter how strong you are, there will always be someone ready to challenge you, to test your skills and push you to the limit. For Barcelona, the challenge now is to learn from this, to use this experience to fuel their fire and come back stronger in the next match. Because in the world of football, there is no room for complacency. Every match is a new challenge, a new opportunity to prove yourself, and for Barcelona, the journey has only just begun. This is the story of the night Barcelona lost 8-3. Let's start at the beginning. The night began with a deafening roar. The stadium was packed to the brim, home fans waving flags, chanting songs, and creating a wall of sound that echoed through the night sky. Barcelona's players, in their iconic blue and red stripes, walked onto the pitch with calm focus, while the home side, backed by thousands of voices, looked fired up and ready to cause an upset. Commentators warned, "Don't blink, anything can happen tonight." Barcelona came in unbeaten, but La Liga has always been full of surprises. Right from the kickoff, it felt like we were about to witness something special. And then came the shocker. Just 17 minutes in, Barcelona made a rare mistake in midfield. A sloppy pass was intercepted, and suddenly the home side broke forward with lightning speed. One perfectly timed through ball split the defense. The striker raced in, one-on-one with Ter Stegen, and calmly slotted it home. The crowd went wild, 1-0 to the home team. Flares lit up the stands, the noise was deafening, and the underdogs were in dreamland. Barcelona looked rattled. Players glanced at each other, frustration showing. Xavi stood on the sidelines, clapping his team on, urging them not to panic. But at that moment, doubts crept into everyone's mind. Could Barcelona be about to fall? They needed to regroup, to find an answer to this early setback. The home team, sensing blood, pressed forward, wave after wave of attacks. Barcelona's defense, usually so solid, looked shaky. Then, just when it seemed the home side would score again, Barcelona launched a counterattack. De Bruyne, with the ball at his feet, danced past 2 defenders, leaving them in his wake. He spotted Lewandowski making a run behind the defense. A pinpoint cross, a diving header, and the net bulged. The away fans erupted, a sea of blue and red in the stands. It was now a moment for Barcelona to gain control, to dictate the pace. But the home team had other ideas. They were fearless, playing with hearts on their sleeves. The midfield battle intensified. Every tackle was hard, every pass under pressure. The tension was palpable. You could cut it with a knife. Then came the turning point, a moment that shifted the momentum. A Barcelona player, in a moment of madness, was shown a straight red card. The home side, energized by the decision, pressed even harder, their fans urging them on with chants of "Vamos! Vamos!" This was too much for Barcelona to handle. With 10 men, they began to unravel. The home side scored again, and then again. By the 60th minute, the scoreboard read 5-1. Barcelona were shell-shocked, their unbeaten run seemingly destined to come to an end. The home team wasn't finished. They wanted more. They pushed forward relentlessly. Barcelona's goalkeeper, Ter Stegen, who had been a virtual spectator until then, was now forced into action, making desperate attempts to keep his team in the game. But the home side had their shooting boots on. One of the substitutes who had just come on dribbled past 2 defenders, unleashed a powerful shot that hit the back of the net. The home crowd was delirious. The underdogs had turned the tables. This was no longer a match. It was a rout. Barcelona, the giants who had come into the match with all the expectations, were crumbling. Yet, despite the heavy defeat, heads held high. There's a saying in football, it's not the result that matters, it's how you play the game. Well, Barcelona didn't play their best, but the result mattered a lot. It was a wake-up call, a reminder that in the unpredictable world of football, anything can happen. As the final whistle blew, the stadium erupted in a cacophony of sound. The home fans, they were the victors on the night. Barcelona, though beaten, had to pick themselves up. They had a long way to go in the league and a wounded pride to heal. The next match was just days away and there was little time to sulk. This isn't just a football match. It's a battle. 2 heavyweights going toe-to-toe. They pushed, they attacked, they thrilled us with incredible skill and teamwork. And guess what? The best team won. It wasn't easy. They faced tough challenges, went down a man and even conceded a penalty. But this team, this Barcelona team, they showed character, resilience, and most importantly, unity. They stuck together, supported each other, and never lost belief in their game plan. Their coach, Xavi Hernandez, the legendary playmaker, had a master plan. Despite the red card, he kept faith in his tactics. His team responded with a display of skill, passion, and determination. The standout player was undoubtedly Pedri, the 20-year-old magician. He dictated the tempo, controlled the midfield, and orchestrated attacks with pinpoint passes. His vision and creativity unlocked the opposition's defense time and again. But it wasn't just about individual brilliance. It was about teamwork. The entire squad pressed, harried, and hustled. They covered every blade of grass, making it impossible for the home team to get a breather. And when the chips were down, they showed incredible mental strength. After conceding the penalty, they could have crumbled. Instead, they regrouped. Slowly, their passing game clicked into gear. Pedri started dictating the tempo. De Jong covered every blade of grass and Gavi pressed like a warrior. Then, in the 32nd minute, came the equalizer. Pedri spotted Lewandowski's run and delivered a perfect through ball. With ice in his veins, Louis buried it into the bottom corner. Barcelona were level, 1-1. The traveling fans erupted, chanting, "Barca, Barca!" The goal wasn't just about leveling the score, it shifted the momentum completely. Suddenly, Barcelona's passes were sharper, their attacks more dangerous, and the home team began to retreat. The second half started with Barcelona looking unstoppable. Just 9 minutes in, the magic of Rafinha lit up the stadium. Dancing down the wing, he cut inside with his signature move and unleashed a curling left-footed strike that bent into the far corner. A wonder goal. Barcelona led 2-1. The home side tried to push back, but Barcelona's defense tightened. Jules Koundé was a wall. Cancelo tracked back with energy, and Ter Stegen made a fingertip save that denied what could have been the equalizer. Then came the highlight of the night. In the 78th minute, young superstar Lamine Yamal stole the show. Picking up the ball near midfield, he glided past two defenders with jaw-dropping ease. He didn't hesitate. He struck the ball with power, and it rocketed into the top corner. A world-class goal from a teenager. Barcelona fans went crazy, commentators screamed his name, and even rival supporters stood and applauded. Barcelona 3-1. Game over. As the final whistle blew, the Barcelona players ran to celebrate with their fans. It wasn't just a victory, it was a statement. A statement that this team is here to stay, to fight, to conquer. They proved it on the field with their skill, their passion, their never-give-up attitude. They earned this win, and boy, did they celebrate it in style. The players danced, the fans sang, and the city of Barcelona erupted in joy. This moment belonged to them, to the team, and to the fans who had faith in them till the very end. Remember this night, because nights like these are what dreams are made of. In the end, it wasn't just about the result. It was about the journey, the comeback, the resilience, and the sheer brilliance of this team. They showed us that no matter how tough the challenge, as long as you believe in yourself and your teammates, you can achieve anything. So here's to the champions, not just of tonight, but of life. They fought, they clawed, they never gave up, and in the end they stood tall, proud, and victorious. The spirit of Barcelona lives on, and we are all witnesses to their greatness. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing videos. Until next time, stay tuned and keep supporting your favorite teams. Let the beautiful game unite us all. In the heart of Catalonia, there's a stadium that has witnessed countless battles. Today is no different. Two teams take to the field, each with a story to tell, each with a dream to fulfill. But only one can claim the right to brag for the week. And when the final whistle blows, it will be this team walking tall, holding their heads high, knowing they have conquered the day. The first half starts with both teams feeling each other out. The home team, in their traditional colors of white and blue, pass the ball around patiently, looking for an opening. Their supporters, a sea of blue and white, urge them on, creating a wall of sound that reverberates around the stadium. But the visitors in their famous Blaugrana stand firm, their red and blue stripes a blur of activity as they harry and press, forcing the home team back. It's a tactical battle as both managers look to gain the upper hand. The home team tries to build from the back, but Barcelona's press is relentless. The midfielders close down every passing lane, turning the screw. Then comes the moment that shifts the balance of power. A stray pass by the home team is intercepted. In a flash, Barcelona breaks, their forwards racing towards the home team's goal. The crowd gasps as a Barcelona player cuts inside, leaving defenders in his wake. With a cool finish, he slots the ball past the onrushing goalkeeper, sending the traveling fans into raptures. Barcelona takes the lead. The weight of the goal seems to settle on the home team's shoulders, making their movements hesitant, their passes inaccurate. They push forward in search of an equalizer, but Barcelona's defense is well organized, led by the towering figure of their captain, who reads the game like a book, intercepting passes, heading away crosses. His teammates follow his lead, forming a shield in front of their goal. The home team throws everything they have at Barcelona, but as the minutes tick by, their attacks become more desperate, their passes forced. And then it happens again. A moment of brilliance that leaves the home team shell-shocked. Barcelona steals the ball in their own half. One-touch passing moves the ball forward with purpose. The striker finds space on the edge of the box and with a deft touch guides the ball into the back of the net. Barcelona doubles their lead. The home team, visibly dejected, start making changes, hoping for a spark that never comes. As the game enters its final stages, Barcelona takes off one of their forwards, replacing him with a young midfielder. It's a bold move, but one that pays dividends. With fresh legs and a keen eye for a pass, the substitute makes an immediate impact. The home team, tiring and frustrated, lose shape, giving away fouls and resorting to long balls that easily won in the air. The Barcelona players keep their composure, maintaining their discipline, ensuring there is no way back for the home team. And when the final whistle blows, it is Barcelona who emerges victorious, their players celebrating with the 12th man, their supporters who have followed them here. The stats tell the story of a dominant display by Barcelona. Their possession percentage is significantly higher, reflecting their control of the game. The number of shots and shots on target also favor Barcelona, indicating their offensive prowess. The home team, on the other hand, had very few chances, their frustration evident as they failed to break down Barcelona's resolute defense. This match wasn't just about the result. It was a statement by Barcelona. It was a statement that they are back, that they are a force to be reckoned with. The goals haven't just come from their star striker. The midfield is chipping in, the defense is solid, and the goalkeeper is proving to be a brick wall. Barcelona's next opponents have a tough task ahead. They will need to be at their very best if they want to tame this Barcelona side that is showing glimpses of the greatness that has been their hallmark. The match has just ended. Barcelona have just extended their unbeaten run to 6 games in all competitions with a 3-1 victory over Osasuna. But more importantly, what did we learn from this game? Well, quite a lot, actually, so let's get right into it. We started brightly, dominated possession, and created the first chance of the game after just 3 minutes when Pedri found himself in a dangerous position inside the box. But unfortunately, his effort went just over the crossbar. And shortly after, the visitors almost made us pay for that miss as a quick counterattack saw them enter the box, but Mingueza was there to make an important block. Despite our bright start, it was Osasuna who took the lead against the run of play in the 26th minute. A long ball forward caused some panic in our defense, and despite the best efforts of Ter Stegen, the ball hit the back of the net. It was a tough one to take, especially considering how we started the game. But credit to Osasuna. They defended well and took their chances when it mattered. However, we responded in the best possible way, and just 5 minutes later, we were level. The goal came from our new signing, Robert Lewandowski. He collected the ball just outside the box, turned his man, and unleashed a powerful low shot that left the goalkeeper with no chance. It was a great finish and an even better response from the team, and in the 39th minute, we almost took the lead. A quick passing move involving Gavi, Dembele, and Fati saw the latter get into a one-on-one situation, but unfortunately, he couldn't get past the goalkeeper. Despite dominating possession and creating a number of chances, we went into the halftime break level, but the second half started in the same manner as the first with us on the front foot. In fact, within 2 minutes of the restart, we had 2 great chances to take the lead. First, Pedri sent a powerful header towards goal, but it was brilliantly saved by the goalkeeper. And from the resulting corner, Araujo had a goal-bound header of his own, only for the ball to be cleared off the line. The pressure continued, and in the 54th minute, it finally paid off. Rafinha, who had come on at halftime, got on the end of a cross and fired home a volley to give us the lead. It was a fantastic finish and a much-needed goal, and just 9 minutes later, we extended our lead. Once again, it was Rafinha involved. He cut inside from the right and played a clever 1-2 with Dembele before firing towards goal. The goalkeeper made the initial save, but unfortunately for Osasuna, the ball fell right to Yamal, who made no mistake in slotting home his second goal of the season. From there, the game was under control. We continued to create chances, but the goals didn't come. In the end, the 3-1 scoreline flattered Osasuna, but football can be a cruel game sometimes. And that was certainly the case here. Despite the disappointing result, there were positives for the home team to take away. They showed bravery and determination and never gave up until the final whistle. For us, this was another night when we showed the heart of champions. We fell behind, but we didn't panic. We kept our composure and played our way back into the game, and in the end, we came away with all 3 points. So, as we look ahead to La Liga Match Day 06, one thing is for sure, we'll be doing so in fine form. Thanks for watching. For me, the standout player was undoubtedly Robert Lewandowski. His experience and quality were crucial to our victory. And I was also impressed with Rafinha's impact off the bench. He came on at halftime and made an immediate difference with his pace and power. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And, as always, Forca Barca. That's all for now from me. You can catch up on all the action via the link in the description. Until next time, thanks for watching. Well, the 6th match day in La Liga ended with a bang as Barcelona came from behind to beat a resolute Cadiz side 3-1 at the Nuevo Mirandilla Stadium. The hosts took the lead in the 14th minute when Roger Martí got on the end of a cross from the right and headed past an on-rushing Iñaki Peña. It was a well-deserved lead for the home side who had started the game brightly and could have easily taken the lead in the first 10 minutes through Felix. But their failure to convert those chances came back to haunt them as Barcelona grew into the game. Slowly but surely, the visitors began to find their rhythm, carving out several chances of their own. And in the 39th minute, they finally broke through. Robert Lewandowski got on the end of a cross from Rafinha, but his header was saved by Ledesma. However, the rebound fell kindly for the Pole, who made no mistake in tucking away his 12th goal of the season. With that, the scores were level at the break. The second half started with both teams canceling each other out, but in the 58th minute, Barcelona took the lead through Rafinha. The Brazilian picked up the ball just outside the box and cut inside before unleashing a curling effort that found the top corner. It was a spectacular goal, and no less than the visitors had been playing. In the 69th minute, Barca made it 3-1 through one of their substitutes, Lamine Yamal. The youngster was set up by Lewandowski, and he made no mistake in slotting past Ledesma. It was a fantastic finish from the 16-year-old who became the youngest ever player to score for Barca in La Liga, breaking the record previously held by Ansu Fati. With the 3 points secured, Barca move on to their next fixture with a trip to face PSV Eindhoven in the Champions League on Tuesday. Meanwhile, Cadiz will look to pick up their first win of the season when they host Celta Vigo after the international break. So, there you have it, folks. The stats don't lie. Barcelona have once again shown why they are the team to beat in La Liga this season. Their ability to control possession and create chances is truly impressive, and their fighting spirit is what sets them apart from the rest. On the flip side, Cadiz put up a valiant effort, but ultimately fell short. Despite the loss, they did manage to score 1 goal, and that's something to build on moving forward. As for the standout performers, Rafinha's creativity and magic was instrumental in Barcelona's victory. His stunning free kick and overall playmaking ability were a joy to watch. Meanwhile, Pedri continues to impress with his passing range and vision. He's a key player for Barcelona, and his influence on the team is undeniable. When asked about his team's performance, Barcelona head coach Xavi Hernandez was full of praise. He acknowledged the tough challenge posed by Cadiz, but also praised his players for their resilience and determination to turn things around after conceding an early goal. Overall, it was a positive night for Barcelona and a setback for Cadiz. But, as they say, it's a long season and there's plenty of football still to be played. What do you think of Barcelona's performance? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Live today, Real Oviedo vs. Barcelona. Round 6, La Liga, 2025-2026, full match. What happens when a historic underdog hosts one of the biggest football clubs in the world? Tonight, the answer was written on the pitch in Round 6 of La Liga 2025-26, Real Oviedo vs. Barcelona. A fixture that, on paper, looked like a simple test for the Catalan giants, but football always loves surprises. The atmosphere in Oviedo was electric. Fans in blue and white filled the stadium, chanting with hope that their team could stand tall against a powerhouse. For Barcelona, this wasn't just another match. It was about proving consistency in their La Liga title chase. Round 6 may sound early, but every point matters in Spain, especially with rivals like Real Madrid breathing down their necks. From the very first whistle, the tension was clear. Oviedo had nothing to lose, and Barcelona had everything to protect. The first half began with Barcelona dominating possession. They moved the ball with that trademark tiki-taka style, but Oviedo pressed high, making it difficult for the visitors to find their rhythm in the final third. Meanwhile, the home side looked dangerous on the counter, keeping the Barcelona defense on their toes. The intensity was high, but neither team could break the deadlock in the opening 45 minutes. It was a tactical battle, with Oviedo successfully frustrating the Blaugrana. However, the second half started with Barcelona making some crucial changes. On came Robert Lewandowski and Ansu Fati, two players who could change the course of the match, and it didn't take long for the change to make an impact. In the 53rd minute, a swift passing move involving Gavi, Pedri, and Fati saw the ball played into the path of Lewandowski. With a cool finish, the Polish striker opened the scoring for Barcelona. Oviedo were stunned, but they responded well, continuing to press forward in search of an equalizer. The home fans roared with every attack, urging their team to keep pushing. As the clock ticked, Barcelona sensed the upset and threw caution to the wind. In the 78th minute, Fati made it 2-0 with a brilliant solo effort. He danced past defenders, unleashing a powerful shot that left the goalkeeper with no chance. Oviedo pushed for a late goal, but Barcelona's defense stood firm. The visitors were able to hold on to their lead and secure all 3 points. So why was this win important for Barcelona? Well, firstly, it showcased their ability to grind out results against tough opponents. Football isn't always about playing beautifully. Sometimes it's about getting the job done, and that's exactly what Barcelona did today. Secondly, this victory keeps them at the top of the table. As the season progresses, this will be a crucial point considering their strong start. Finally, it was a testament to their squad depth. When key players like Lewandowski and Fati come off the bench, it sends a message. Barcelona are a team to be feared. For Oviedo, while they didn't get the result they wanted, their performance was commendable. They showed heart, passion, and tactical discipline. This was a team that refused to give up even when faced with a 2-goal deficit. In the end, they were narrowly defeated by a superior opponent. As the dust settles on this encounter, one thing is clear. Barcelona have shown that they are a team capable of handling pressure, a quality that will be vital in their quest for the La Liga title. The early stages of the season can be tricky, but the Blaugrana have shown composure and resilience. Will other teams be able to match them? Only time will tell. But for now, Barcelona can bask in the glow of another hard-fought victory. Their journey has just begun, and so far, so good. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you want more football highlights, just click on the link below. We've got plenty more where this came from. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. La Liga is back, and it's been worth the wait. What a match! Barcelona came into this one as heavy favorites, and from the first whistle, they showed why. The midfield trio of Pedri, Gavi, and Sergio Busquets controlled the tempo, moving the ball around with that classic tiki-taka rhythm. Oviedo, on the other hand, were happy to sit back and soak up the pressure. They knew that if they could contain Barcelona's attacks, they might be able to snatch a point. But this plan almost fell apart in the very first minute when a brilliant run from Ansu Fati down the left wing saw a cross whipped into the box. But Oviedo's goalkeeper pulled off a reflex save that had the crowd on its feet. Minutes later, Barcelona's star forward, Robert Lewandowski, unleashed a powerful low shot that shaved the post. It was a warning Oviedo could not heed. The away fans were growing restless. Their team was dominating possession, but the final ball was lacking that killer touch. Then came the breakthrough. In the 25th minute, a dazzling sequence of one-touch passes sliced open Oviedo's defense and left Barcelona's striker one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He made no mistake. The striker buried the chance. 1-0 to the visitors. The away fans erupted. It looked like Barcelona were ready to cruise to victory, but Oviedo had other plans. They had a weapon of their own, and it was catching Barcelona off guard. Every time Barcelona lost the ball, Oviedo broke forward with pace and purpose. This caught Barcelona's high defensive line off guard, and Oviedo almost caught them napping. On 39 minutes, a long ball sent Oviedo's striker clear. He took it down, rounded the advancing goalkeeper, but from an acute angle, he couldn't find the target. The rebound fell to a teammate, but his effort was blocked on the line. The tension was palpable, and the drama didn't end there. Just before halftime, Barcelona's defender received a second yellow card, reducing Barcelona to 10 men. Oviedo smelled blood and pressed forward. A dangerous cross was whipped into the box, but Barcelona's goalkeeper came off his line to punch clear. As the halftime whistle blew, both teams headed to the dressing rooms. The stats told the story of a dominant Barcelona, 76% possession and 11 shots to Oviedo's 2. But football is not played on paper, and Oviedo had shown they were more than a match for 10-man Barcelona. The question was, could they turn their dominance into goals? The second half started with a bang. Just 3 minutes after the restart, Oviedo were level. A scramble in the box saw the ball fall to one of their attackers who fired past the helpless goalkeeper. The home fans went wild. Barcelona, on the other hand, were stunned. Could they find a way back into the game, or would this be their first dropped points of the season? The next 10 minutes were end-to-end stuff. Both teams attacked with abandon, but neither could find the crucial goal. Barcelona brought on veteran striker Robert Lewandowski in the 65th minute. The hope was his experience would help them break down Oviedo's resolute defense, but it was Oviedo who came close again. A pinpoint cross found an attacker unmarked in the box, but he headed wide. With seconds remaining, Barcelona threw everything forward. A cross from the right found Lewandowski, but his header was saved by the fingertips of the Oviedo goalkeeper. The rebound fell to Pedri, but he couldn't hit the target. The match ended in a draw, and in the end it was probably a fair result. Both teams had chances to win it, but neither could find the crucial goal. For Barcelona, it's back to the drawing board. They'll need to improve if they want a challenge for the title this season. As for Oviedo, it's a point well earned. They showed great character and never gave up, and who knows, maybe they can pull off a few more surprises this season. Thanks for watching. The year is 2005, and Spain is about to witness one of the greatest upsets in football history. Barcelona, a team that has won 5 of the last 7 La Liga titles, is coming to town. For Real Oviedo, a newly promoted side, it's a David and Goliath situation. Barcelona has more than 70% possession, but against all odds, Oviedo takes the lead. It's a shock, an earthquake in the world of football. But here's the thing, Oviedo's brave response. But Real Oviedo refused to be passengers in their own home. The goal didn't silence them, it woke them up. The midfield began pressing higher, forcing mistakes from Barcelona's defenders. And then, in the 38th minute, Oviedo had their golden chance. A long ball over the top caught Barcelona's backline sleeping. Their striker latched on, sprinted clear, and unleashed a thunderous shot. The stadium exploded as the net bulged. 1-1. Suddenly, it wasn't just Barcelona's game. It was a battle. The underdogs were alive and their fans believed. Barcelona's players looked stunned as if the script had been torn apart right in front of them. Ronaldinho tried to rally his teammates, but this was no ordinary day at the office. The Catalans were in for a fight, and who better to lead the charge than the legendary Carlos Puyol? He was a warrior on the pitch, a leader, a true embodiment of the never-say-die spirit. But even he couldn't believe what was unfolding before his eyes. His team, usually so dominant, so in control, was being pushed back, made to work for every inch of the field. Oviedo's fighting spirit was infectious. Their coach, Jose Murcia, had instilled in them a belief that they could compete, that they could win. The players were giving everything on the pitch, tackling, harassing, never giving up. It was a masterclass in tenacity. As the second half got underway, Barcelona knew they had to up their game. They needed to find a way to break down Oviedo's resolute defense. Ronaldinho, with his mesmerizing skills, tried to weave his magic, but the Oviedo players were equal to the task. They were determined to keep their team in the game. The minutes ticked by and the tension mounted. Both teams fought tooth and nail, but neither could find a way to break the deadlock. The match was heading for a draw, which in the context of the season would be a point dropped for Barcelona and a moral-boosting draw for Oviedo. But fate had other plans. In the dying embers of the game, deep into stoppage time, Barcelona launched a final assault. A cross came in from the right, and there he was, Carlos Puyol, the unlikely hero. He rose above the crowd, his head meeting the ball cleanly. The roar of the crowd was deafening as the ball hit the back of the net. 2-1. Barcelona had snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. Oviedo's players and fans were heartbroken. They had fought so valiantly, given so much, and yet they had come up short. But, in the grand scheme of things, they had nothing to be ashamed of. They had taken a point off a formidable Barcelona side. As the final whistle blew, the Barcelona players knew they had been in a battle. They had faced adversity and emerged victorious. But they also knew that they had been pushed to the limit. Oviedo had shown them the true meaning of fighting spirit, and they had emerged on the wrong side of a classic football story. In the end, Barcelona went on to win the league title, but not without a few dropped points. Oviedo, meanwhile, finished a respectable 11th, having punched way above their weight. The fairy tale may have ended, but the memories lived on, a testament to the spirit of one very special day at the Carlos Tartiere. What do you think? How would you rate Oviedo's performance on that day? And do you remember watching this match live? Share your thoughts below. The second half began with intensity. Barcelona poured forward, determined to retake the lead. Their wingers danced past defenders, crosses rained into the box, but Oviedo's defense stood tall, blocking shots and throwing bodies in the way. Then came the moment that nearly shook Spain. In the 62nd minute, Oviedo won a free kick on the edge of the box. Their captain curled the ball beautifully over the wall. It was destined for the top corner until Barcelona's goalkeeper produced a world-class save to deny the dream. That save proved crucial. Just 10 minutes later, Barcelona countered with pace. A slick move ended with their young star slipping the ball into the net. 2-1 Barcelona. Relief for the visitors, heartbreak for the hosts. But Oviedo weren't finished. They fought with everything, pushing men forward, trying to level the match again. In the 82nd minute, chaos in the box nearly produced an equalizer, but the ball was cleared off the line. The drama was unrelenting, and in the final seconds, Oviedo substitute poked the ball towards goal from close range. The Barcelona defense scrambled, the keeper came off his line, and in a desperate attempt to stop the attack, he brought down the substitute. A penalty was awarded. The stadium erupted. Could Oviedo, in the dying seconds of the match, snatch a point? Up stepped their top scorer. He sent the keeper the wrong way. The tension was palpable, but just as the ball crossed the line, Barcelona's defender made a miraculous recovery, getting a foot to the ball and diverting it away from danger. The final whistle blew soon after. Barcelona held on to their slender lead, leaving Oviedo and their fans devastated. Full time, Oviedo 1, Barcelona 2. The stats don't lie. Barcelona dominated possession, but Oviedo had more shots on target. Yet football, as they say, is a game of two halves. Each team had spells of dominance, but it was Barcelona who took the 3 points back to Catalonia. For Oviedo, a night of what-ifs and near misses. A debut goal, a denied penalty, and a last-gasp effort that almost caught Barcelona napping. They'll wonder what could have been. For Barcelona, a hard-fought victory, a testament to their resilience and their never-say-die attitude. The young star once again proving to be the difference-maker. As for the controversy, the debate will rage on. Was it a handball? Did the keeper make contact? The replays are inconclusive, and that's what makes it so agonizing for both teams. In the end, though, decisions like these define matches. Oviedo will rue the day when fortune seemed to shine on Barcelona. For Barcelona, it's another step in their journey, another win that keeps them in the hunt for glory. Thanks for watching. What a match! Oviedo versus Barcelona. If you love this kind of action-packed football, then hit the subscribe button. We bring you the best of the beautiful game. From the La Liga to the Premier League, Serie A to the Bundesliga, we've got you covered. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. And if you want more, we've got plenty of highlights, full matches, and all the action from the world of football. So don't miss out. Subscribe now and get ready for an adrenaline rush. See you next time. Until then, keep watching. Welcome back to our channel, your place for the latest football news and highlights. In today's featured match from Round 6 of La Liga 2025-26, we saw an intense encounter between Real Oviedo and FC Barcelona at the Carlos Tartiere Stadium. The visitors came into this match looking to bounce back after their disappointing 3-3 draw against Sevilla in their previous fixture. On the other hand, Oviedo were eager to make home advantage count after suffering 2 consecutive away defeats. The first half got off to a lively start with both teams creating early chances. Barcelona's Rafinha had an opportunity in the opening minutes, but his shot went just wide of the target. Soon after, Oviedo responded with a dangerous free kick that forced Barcelona goalkeeper Iñaki Peña to make a diving save. The home side's Borja Sanchez was the first to find the back of the net in the 19th minute, sending the home crowd into a frenzy. However, the celebrations were short-lived as the assistant referee raised his flag for offside. Despite Oviedo's early goal being disallowed, they continued to press forward and nearly took the lead in the 26th minute. A cross from the right flank found an unmarked Mohamed Bamba inside the penalty area, but he headed wide. Barcelona gradually gained control of the midfield as the half wore on, and they nearly scored an away goal in the 40th minute. Pedri's clever flick released Rafinha behind the Oviedo defense, but his shot was brilliantly saved by Oviedo goalkeeper Christian Walton. The first half ended with both teams level, setting the stage for an exciting second half. The intensity remained high in the second half as both teams pushed forward in search of the winning goal. In the 52nd minute, Barcelona finally broke the deadlock. Robert Lewandowski expertly controlled a cross from the right and unleashed a powerful shot past Walton to give Barcelona the lead. Oviedo responded well to going behind and nearly equalized in the 62nd minute. A long throw into the box caused panic in the Barcelona defense, but Peña was able to gather the ball after a scramble. With time running out, Oviedo threw caution to the wind and pushed for an equalizer. Substitute Steven Nzonzi came close in the 82nd minute, but his header from a corner kick went over the bar. As the match entered stoppage time, Barcelona were awarded a penalty in the 93rd minute. After a VAR review, the referee deemed that there was a foul inside the box and Rafinha stepped up to take the spot kick. He sent Walton the wrong way to double Barcelona's lead and secure the 3 points. Here are my talking points from the match. First off, congrats to Rafinha for stepping up and making an impact in the match. He played a key role in the win. Not only did he score both of Barcelona's goals, but he also had some impressive stats. He had 5 shots, 3 on target, and even made 2 key passes. His first goal was a penalty, but his second goal was all Rafinha. He danced around a couple of defenders and slotted it into the bottom left corner. Next, let's talk about Barcelona's dominance in terms of ball possession. They had 71% of the ball, which is pretty impressive considering Oviedo's home record. Barcelona's passing game was on point with 522 passes with an 86% pass accuracy. They really kept the ball well and moved it around nicely. And then, on the other side, let's give some love to Real Oviedo. Even though they lost, they put up a hell of a fight. They pressed hard, tackled hard, and never gave up. Their fans must be proud of the way their team played. Despite the loss, they've shown that they can compete with the best teams in La Liga. So, yeah, that's about it for this match. If you enjoyed the video, please show your support. It truly means a lot. And while you're at it, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more amazing football moments. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Until next time, keep keeping it classy, and, as always, stay tuned. And what a night it was. From the first whistle, it was clear this wouldn't be a routine victory for the Catalans. Oviedo came out hungry, tackling hard and passing with purpose. Their game plan: frustrate Barcelona and hit them on the break. The visitors, though, were dangerous in their own right. In the 10th minute, a swift counter saw Gavi unleash a rocket from distance. It whistled past the post, a warning shot from the young Spaniard. As the half wore on, Barcelona grew in intensity. Pedri, the magician on the ball, started pulling the strings, creating chances with his vision and pinpoint passing. Yet the Oviedo defense stood firm. This wasn't the stroll in the park many had predicted. Then came the moment that shifted the momentum. A controversial penalty in the 39th minute. It was a close call, a tangle of legs in the box. The referee pointed to the spot. Up stepped Gavi. His teammates looked to him, their hopes pinned on the 20-year-old. He sent the keeper the wrong way, sending the traveling fans into raptures. Just before halftime, Oviedo almost had an immediate response, a free kick from the edge of the area. The ball sailed over the wall, but the keeper, in a one-on-one situation, pulled off a stunning save, keeping his side in front at the break. The second half began with Barcelona on the attack. They pushed for a second, knowing another goal would surely seal the deal. Oviedo, though, had other ideas. They defended resolutely, frustrating the Blaugrana and soaking up pressure. Then against the run of play, they almost scored. A long ball forward, a deft touch, and for a moment it seemed Oviedo had leveled. But the flag went up, offside. The let-off seemed to energize Barcelona. They went back on the attack, probing, passing, and in the 70th minute, they got their second. Once again, it was Gavi, this time with a header, getting on the end of a cross to send his team 2-0 up. As the minutes ticked by, the tension at the Carlos Tartiere Stadium grew. Could Oviedo find a way back, or would Barcelona hold on? To their credit, the home side kept pushing. In the 87th minute, they won a corner. The delivery into the box was inviting, but it was headed away from danger. The final whistle blew. Barcelona had held on, securing a vital 3 points. Post-match, the celebrations were in full swing. For Barcelona, it was a hard-fought victory, the kind that can make all the difference in a tight title race. Xavi's men had shown character and resilience, something to build on as they look towards the next challenge. As for Oviedo, the dream run continues. While a win against Barcelona would have been the stuff of legends, they've shown they belong in this league, and with their passionate support behind them, they'll be a handful for any team. Talking about our coverage, we are bringing you all the action from La Liga 25-26 live and exclusive. That's not all. We're also bringing you the best of the Champions League, Europa League, and more. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe to our channel now and join us in celebrating the beautiful game. And that's it for the big kickoff. We are underway here at the Carlos Tartiere. Now, these opening minutes are showing exactly why Barcelona remain one of the most feared clubs in Europe. Their passing is sharp, their midfield controlling the tempo, and Oviedo are pinned back inside their own half. And there's a sense of urgency about the home side. They know what they're up against. They've got to make something happen. And Oviedo almost caught out again. It's played over the top. The striker does brilliantly to bring it down, but he can't get the shot away. He's crowded out by 3 blue and garnet shirts, and that really is a warning for Oviedo. If they're going to get anything from this game, they need to improve. There's a long way to go, though. This is not a sprint. It's a marathon, and we're only 10 minutes in. But I have to say, this looks ominous for the home side. Barcelona are looking dangerous every time they attack, and there's a sense of inevitability about their play. You feel a goal is coming. And when it does, it will probably be Barcelona. That's just how they're playing. And the away end is in fine voice. The Barcelona fans making plenty of noise, and they are celebrating every tackle, Every bit of skill, every successful pass, and it's a lovely advert for La Liga, a big European night in Spain. We've got 4 Spanish teams in the Champions League quarterfinals: Real Madrid, Atletico, Sevilla, and Barcelona. And this is why. Because they've got the players, the passion, the history, and they are giving it everything tonight. And finally, the deadlock is broken. Barcelona deservedly ahead. It was worked nicely, Pedri with a clever pass through Oviedo's back line, and there he is. He timed his run to perfection. And with one calm finish, he slots the ball into the corner of the net. And no mistake, it's 1-0 to Barcelona, and the away fans are delighted. The banners are flying, the chants echoing through the night, and there's a big, big roar. This could be the floodgates opening. But let's not discount Oviedo. They've shown glimpses of quality. They've had a couple of efforts on goal, but they do look second best. And let's not forget, this is a very young Barcelona team. Pedri, Gavi, and Ansu Fati all getting the minutes under their belt, and they look dangerous every time they attack. So I'm not surprised Barcelona have taken the lead, and I think they could go on to win this game comfortably. But football has taught us anything. It's that the underdog always has a puncher's chance, and this is the quarterfinal of the Copa del Rey, so expect the unexpected. And Oviedo have responded well to going behind. They've got men up, pushing forward. Now, can they find a way back into this game? It's still very early. Barcelona, though, looking comfortable. They've got the goal. They're playing good football, and I think the longer this game goes on, the more confident they'll become. The away fans, sensing a big cup upset. They're singing, Barça, Barça, Barça. The chorus now, and rightly so. They've got the goal. Their team is on top, and this is a big European night, so Oviedo need to improve. They need to find a response, but Barcelona also need to keep their intensity levels high. Just before I came on, I saw Ansu Fati dancing. He was enjoying himself out there on the pitch. He was celebrating every tackle, every bit of skill. And that's what Barcelona are all about. They've got the quality, the technique, the flair, and if they play with that smile on their face, then it's going to be very difficult for Oviedo to contain them. And there's a let-off for Barcelona. It falls kindly for the striker. He lets the ball bounce once, twice, takes a touch, but he blasts it over the bar. And that was a glorious opportunity for Oviedo. Could have been 1-1. And that would have been no more than the home side deserved. They've huffed and puffed, and at times they've got men behind the ball, they've had little pockets of possession, but overall, Barcelona have dominated, and it's a question of how many goals they're going to win by. Will it be 1, 2, 3? And at this moment, I think the away fans are thinking any scoreline other than 3, 4, 5 would be a disappointment. They've got the quality, they've got the technique, they've got the flair. And if they play with that smile on their face, then it's going to be very difficult for Oviedo to contain them. That's all for now. Make sure you stay tuned for more updates. In the world of football, there's always an upset waiting around the corner. And today, we bring you a story from Spain, where a team didn't just lose, but lost their way. Their collapse was so monumental it left their coach speechless. It was a David and Goliath situation. On one side, Barcelona, the mighty giants with a legacy that echoed through European football. On the other, Oviedo, the underdogs with a stadium that had seen better days. The match began with Barcelona dominating possession, their passing a symphony of skill and precision. But Oviedo, they were resolute. Their defense stood firm, frustrating Barcelona's attempts to break through. The deadlock continued into the second half. Then, in the 54th minute, the unthinkable happened. A red card flashed, sending a shockwave through the stadium. Oviedo's 10 men were under siege, but their spirit remained unbroken. Barcelona sensed victory and pushed harder, but for every attack, Oviedo's goalkeeper produced a spectacular save. With time ticking away, Barcelona threw everything they had. Their relentless pressure finally paid off in the 87th minute. A cross came in, and there he was, Robert Lewandowski, the prolific Polish striker, rising majestically to head home. Silence fell over Oviedo's Endigo Carbayal. It was a stadium that once roared with the chants of 30,000 die-hard supporters. But today, only a handful remained, their faces etched with disappointment. But football, they say, is a game of two halves, and this one was no different. Oviedo's coach, Sergio Agea, rallied his troops. He knew his team was outgunned but not outplayed. There was a way back, a sliver of hope in the dying embers of the match. And then, in the 92nd minute, Oviedo launched a counterattack. Their captain, Borja Sanchez, known for his tactical fouls, dribbled past two defenders. With a flick of his right foot, he sent a cross into the box. There he was, Enric Franquesa, the Oviedo striker, with his back to goal. He strained to reach the ball, his heart pounding in his chest. Franquesa adjusted, leaped and connected, guiding the ball towards the goal. The keeper, however, seemed to have it covered. But in a twist of fate, or perhaps a moment of brilliance, Franquesa flicked the ball over the keeper and into the net. The stadium erupted in noise. It was a goal that defied the odds, a moment of magic in the face of defeat. Oviedo's players and fans couldn't believe it. They had snatched a point from the jaws of defeat. But football, they say, is a sport of emotions. And tonight, those emotions were running high. As the final whistle blew, the Barcelona players slumped to the ground, their heads in their hands. Some of them couldn't even bring themselves to look at the scoreboard. It was a defeat that was hard to swallow, a loss that threatened to overshadow their season. On the other side, Oviedo's dugout emptied. Sergio Agea, the coach, stood frozen, his eyes wide with disbelief. His team had turned the impossible into reality. It was a feat that would be talked about for years to come. So here's to the underdogs, the team that refused to give up, that turned defeat into a draw, a team that proved that in football, as in life, it's not the size that matters, but the heart. Have you ever wondered what makes Cristiano Ronaldo such a phenomenal jumper? As a defender, it must be incredibly frustrating to go up against someone who seems to defy gravity itself. Well, scientists have actually studied his jump, and the numbers are pretty jaw-dropping. They show that Ronaldo can jump as high as 2.93 meters, which is around 9 feet and 11 inches. That's almost a foot higher than the average NBA basketball player. So how does he do it? Well, it's a combination of factors. Obviously, Ronaldo is an incredibly powerful athlete. His legs generate a lot of power when they explode off the ground. But it's not just about leg strength. It's also about timing and technique. Through years of practice, Ronaldo has developed a perfect jumping technique. He knows exactly when to leave the ground and how long to stay in the air, and when you combine that with his incredible leg strength, it creates a force that's impossible to stop. When Ronaldo jumps, he doesn't just float up into the air, he explodes. In fact, scientists have measured his vertical jump and it's off the charts. They found that Ronaldo can jump as high as 2.93 meters, which is around 9 feet and 11 inches. To put that into perspective, the average NBA basketball player can jump around 26 inches or 66 centimeters. So Ronaldo is literally twice as good as these guys when it comes to jumping. Of course, this isn't the only thing that makes Ronaldo such a great header of the ball. His aerial prowess is also due to his perfect jumping technique and timing. But this is still an incredible feat of athleticism and definitely something worth celebrating. But it's not just about jumping high, it's also about jumping at the right time. Most defenders take off to challenge Ronaldo, but they end up making a fool out of themselves because Ronaldo waits until the last possible second before launching himself into the air. By the time his defender realizes he needs to move, it's too late. Ronaldo's already in full flight. This hang time allows him to get his head on the ball without any other players getting in his way. Once he's in the air, Ronaldo is in control. He can direct the ball exactly where he wants it to go, and because he stays in the air for so long, he has time to think about his next move. This gives him an advantage over defenders who are still trying to figure out where the ball is going to go. By the time they land back on the ground, Ronaldo has already moved on. He may have already scored a goal or set up a teammate for a shot. Think back to Ronaldo's famous header against Sampdoria in 2019. He managed to rise above the defender, stay in the air for what felt like forever, and smash the ball into the net. The commentator's voice said it all. "He was up there with the stars," said Martin Tyler, a famous football commentator. "It wasn't just a goal, it was a moment of pure brilliance. A moment that showcased Ronaldo's incredible jumping ability, technique, and timing. If you think about it, Ronaldo's jump is kind of like a superpower. It's what sets him apart from the rest of the players and has helped him score some of the most important goals of his career. So the next time you see Ronaldo take off into the air and head a ball towards the goal, don't be surprised if the commentator says something like, 'He's up there with the stars.' Because when it comes to jumping, Ronaldo is truly one of a kind." Now here's a question for you. What do you think is the secret behind Ronaldo's amazing jump? Let us know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like and share this video if you enjoyed it and want others to enjoy it too. Thank you for watching. Until next time. When the ball leaves his boot, time slows down for everyone else. All eyes are glued to that tiny sphere hurtling towards the back of the net. And as the seconds tick by, one thought echoes in the minds of the watching millions. How did he do that? Cristiano Ronaldo is known as one of the best headers of a football in the history of the game. With an astounding 144 goals scored with his head, he's left defenders and fans in awe with his seemingly supernatural ability to dominate the air. But what sets Ronaldo's heading ability apart from the rest? What makes him a force to be reckoned with inside the penalty area? Let's take a closer look at what makes Ronaldo's leaping ability so special. The art of a perfect header involves timing, technique, and an almost preternatural sense of anticipation. Timing is everything. A split second too early or too late, and the header can go astray. But Ronaldo possesses an uncanny knack for knowing when to make his move. Years of experience and a deep understanding of the game allow him to read the play like a seasoned veteran, anticipating the trajectory of the ball and positioning himself perfectly. His ability to judge the bounce of the ball and make split-second decisions is nothing short of brilliance. Technique is another crucial aspect of an effective header. It requires precision, power, and finesse all in one fluid motion. Ronaldo's technique is the product of countless hours of practice and dedication to his craft. His headers are a thing of beauty, a seamless blend of strength and elegance. He connects with the ball cleanly, guiding it with finesse, whether it's a delicate flick to send the ball sailing into the net or a thunderous header that leaves goalkeepers with no chance. But there's more to Ronaldo's aerial prowess than just timing and technique. It's his ability to defy gravity that truly sets him apart. When Ronaldo leaps, he doesn't just elevate himself above his opponents. He seems to suspend time itself. His vertical leap is astonishing, allowing him to dominate the air within the penalty area. Once airborne, Ronaldo exhibits remarkable body control, adjusting his position with ease to meet the ball at its highest point. This mastery over his own body defies conventional limits, leaving defenders grounded while he reigns supreme in the skies. And let's not forget about his sheer determination and willpower. Ronaldo's drive to succeed is palpable. He's not content with simply reaching the ball. He aims to dominate it. His headers aren't just about scoring goals, they're statements of intent, declarations of his supremacy in the air. He attacks every header with ferocious determination, leaving everything on the field to ensure that the ball finds the back of the net. Now, being good in the air is one thing, but being the best in the world is quite another. So, what makes Ronaldo better than everyone else when it comes to leaping? Well, it starts with his physical attributes. Ronaldo's body is a testament to his commitment to excellence. Years of rigorous training have sculpted him into a lean, mean, jumping machine. His powerful legs store explosive energy, propelling him skyward with each jump. His core is a powerhouse of stability, allowing him to balance and control his body mid-air. And don't overlook his cardiovascular fitness. Ronaldo's heart is a tireless pump, ensuring that oxygen-rich blood reaches every muscle, enhancing his endurance in those crucial moments when every second counts. But physical attributes alone cannot tell the whole story. There's more to Ronaldo's dominance in the air than meets the eye. His mental fortitude is a key component of his success. Ronaldo's confidence is unshakable. He believes in his abilities, and that belief radiates from him with every jump. His mental preparation is just as intense as his physical training. He visualizes success, focusing his mind on executing the perfect header. This mental edge gives him the unwavering focus and determination to outmaneuver his opponents and emerge victorious in aerial duels. Now, let's talk about the numbers because they paint a pretty impressive picture. Ronaldo's aerial dominance is evident when we delve into the statistics. He boasts an astonishing success rate in aerial duels, consistently winning a significant percentage of them. This remarkable consistency showcases his reliability in the air, making him a constant threat for opposing teams. In fact, he holds the record for most aerial duels won in a single season in the history of the Premier League, leaving other players and records in the dust. So, the next time you witness Cristiano Ronaldo soaring through the air, remember that it's not just a footballer performing a trick. It's a master at work, a magician who conjures awe and wonder with every leap. Nobody in football history has mastered the air like CR7. They say football is a simple game. All you need to do is get the ball into the other team's net. Easy. But for a man like Cristiano Ronaldo, football is an art form. And sometimes that art takes him to places no defender can reach. Literally. Hi, this is your host, and these are my picks for the top 4 greatest aerial goals of Cristiano Ronaldo. Let's start with the number 4, Manchester United vs. Roma, year 2008, tournament, the Champions League. Who could forget this one? It was the quarterfinal second leg at Old Trafford, and Manchester United were trailing 2-1 on aggregate. In the 41st minute, Ronaldo took off from the halfway line. He ran onto a long pass from Wes Brown, timed his jump to perfection, and planted a thunderous header past Julio Cesar. Not only did he bring United level on the night, he announced to Europe that this was not just a tricky winger who could cut inside and score the odd goal, but a complete forward who could lead the line and win games on his own. United went on to win the match 7-8 on aggregate and eventually the tournament. And we all know how the story goes. Number 3, Portugal vs. Wales, year 2016, tournament, Euro 2016, semi-final. If the previous goal announced Ronaldo to Europe, this one cemented his status as their undisputed king. Portugal were facing Wales in the semi-final when a cross came in from the right. 2 Welsh defenders tried to get to the ball first, but they only succeeded in making space for Ronaldo, who rose above them to plant a powerful header past the Welsh goalkeeper. The stadium erupted. This was more than just a goal. It was a ticket to the final. Portugal went on to win the match 2-0 and eventually the tournament, beating France in the final. And Ronaldo became the first player ever to win 5 major international tournaments. Number 2, Real Madrid vs. Manchester United, year 2013, tournament, the Champions League. 4 years after his stunning header at Old Trafford, Ronaldo was back at the Theatre of Dreams. This time, though, he was playing for Real Madrid. And in the 5th minute, he scored a spectacular goal that left the Old Trafford faithful stunned. A cross came in from the right, and Ronaldo beat his former teammate Rio Ferdinand in the air with ease. He had so much time and space on the ball that he could have done a trick or two. But in that moment, he was ruthless. He smashed an unstoppable header past David De Gea. It was probably the worst day in the life of a Manchester United fan. Their team had conceded the first goal against Real Madrid, and it was their legendary number 7 who had scored it. Before we move on to the greatest of them all, let's take a quick moment to appreciate what made these goals so special. They weren't just about power or technique. It was about Ronaldo's mastery of the air. In each of these goals, he seemed to be in a different stratosphere, leaving defenders in the dust and goalkeepers with absolutely no chance. Now, that's what we call being one with the ball. Number 1, Juventus vs. Sampdoria. Year 2019. Tournament, Serie A. We could have easily gone with his bicycle kick against Sampdoria, but that would have been unfair to this one. This was during the days when Ronaldo was coming off the bench and changing games. Juventus were leading 1-0 when Ronaldo came on in the 66th minute. Just 3 minutes later, he scored one of the most bizarre goals of his career. A cross came in from the right, and Ronaldo made what seemed like an impossible leap. He hung in the air forever, it seemed, before planting a powerful header past the keeper. It was probably the greatest individual goal of his career, possibly the greatest ever scored in Serie A, and it left the commentators and viewers baffled. How on earth did Ronaldo get that much height? How did he time his jump so well? To this day, we still don't have the answers. But what we do know is that without the benefit of superhuman strength, Ronaldo wouldn't have been able to pull off these incredible feats. Each of these goals was a testament to his physicality, his power, and his sheer determination to dominate in the air. He may not be the fastest or the most skillful anymore, but up there, up in the air, he is still the undisputed king. And that's it for today. Tell us which goal was your favorite and why. I'll see you next time. Till then, keep playing. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the incredible world of football. But it's not just any match we're talking about. It's the epic showdown between Portugal and Uruguay in the 2018 World Cup qualifiers. The stakes were high, and the tension was thicker than the caviar they serve in Moscow. Both teams were eager to secure their spot in the World Cup. And with only a few minutes left on the clock, the score was neck and neck. Now, picture this, a seemingly ordinary free kick just outside the penalty area. Any other day, this might be a routine play, but today, fate has a different script in mind. Cue our hero, Cristiano Ronaldo, the legendary forward known for his awe-inspiring free kicks. But this time, the story takes an unexpected twist. Instead of the ball hitting the back of the net, it connects with the head of Pepe, Portugal's defender, sending it crashing into the goal. Talk about a plot twist. As the crowd erupts in a cacophony of cheers and groans, the spotlight falls on Pepe. He stands there basking in the moment, having scored what would be the winning goal. But the narrative doesn't end there. Because here's the kicker. This wasn't just any ordinary header. No, sir, it was a record-breaking header. With this goal, Pepe etched his name in history as the first Portuguese player to score 10 goals in World Cup qualifiers. Talk about a legacy moment. But let's rewind a bit because this story is more than just about football. It's a testament to sheer determination and the magic of human resilience. Let's talk about Ronaldo's dedication. Now, you may know him as one of the greatest football players of our time, but did you know that his journey to the top was paved with more than just natural talent? No, sir. Behind the dazzling free kicks and acrobatic headers lies a man who has dedicated his life to the sport. A man who has transformed himself from a curious kid on the Madeira Islands to a global icon. Take his training regimen, for instance. When other players were hitting the beach for a leisurely kickabout, Ronaldo was hitting the gym, pumping iron and sculpting his body into a well-oiled machine. He trained not just to be good, but to be the best. And those who doubted him, those who thought he was just another overhyped youngster, well, they were in for a surprise. Fast forward to today, and Ronaldo's dedication hasn't wavered. Each goal, each assist, each match is a testament to his unwavering commitment. He's played for some of the biggest clubs in the world, setting records and breaking hearts along the way. And through it all, he's remained grounded, driven by the same hunger that first propelled him onto the world stage. Then there's Pepe, the stoic defender who's been a fixture in Portugal's national team for nearly 2 decades. He's seen it all, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. But through it all, he's remained a rock, providing the defensive stability that's allowed Portugal to flourish. And then, of course, there's Bruno Fernandes, the creative genius who pulls the strings in midfield. His vision and passing range are unmatched, and his ability to unlock even the tightest of defenses is nothing short of mesmerizing. But it's not just about individual brilliance. It's also about teamwork, about the camaraderie that binds these players together. They've been through it all, the bitter disappointments, the elating victories, and the moments that define a team's spirit. So, as you watch this match, remember, you're not just watching a game. You're witnessing dedication, resilience, and the pursuit of excellence. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Because when it comes to football, these legends don't just play the game, they live it, breathe it, and conquer it. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed this special edition of Match Point. If you haven't already, please take a moment to subscribe. And don't forget to like and share for more updates. Until next time, stay tuned and keep playing. Thank you. Bye-bye. He's won 5 Champions League titles, 7 league titles in 3 different countries, a Euro, and a host of individual awards. At 38, he's still finding the back of the net regularly, even if his name doesn't hit the headlines as much as it used to. But for all of Ronaldo's goal-scoring exploits, people don't talk enough about his other great gift, the one that makes him truly unique, his ability to hang in the air. It's one thing to jump high, but Ronaldo's gift is how effortlessly he seems to float once he's up there. He seems to have a sixth sense for knowing exactly when to leave the ground and how high he needs to go. It gives him an almost supernatural ability to control the ball in the air. With remarkable control, he can direct it with pinpoint accuracy to any part of his body, his forehead, his chest, his knee, even his shoulder. This is nothing short of extraordinary. Now, we've seen some pretty epic headers from Ronaldo over the years, but none more spectacular than the one that sealed Portugal's 2-0 win over Wales in the World Cup. A cross came in from the right, and Ronaldo rose majestically above the Welsh defense, his body a picture of concentration as he directed the ball past the helpless Danny Ward in the Welsh goal. But what really made the header so special was the way Ronaldo managed to stay in the air seemingly forever. It was like he was defying gravity itself. The header was nothing short of poetry in motion, a thing of beauty and a joy forever. But why does Ronaldo have this extraordinary ability to stay in the air so long? Well, it's a combination of factors. First and foremost, he's incredibly athletic. His body is a well-oiled machine that's been honed to perfection through years of rigorous training and a strict diet. Then there's his timing. Ronaldo has an almost preternatural ability to read the flight of the ball and know exactly when to jump. This allows him to get the maximum amount of power behind his headers without expending too much energy. Finally, there's his sheer determination. Ronaldo is a winner, and when the stakes are high, he rises to the occasion. This drive to succeed gives him the extra edge he needs to outjump his opponents and come out on top. But Ronaldo's prowess in the air isn't just about physical attributes, it's also a testament to his mental toughness. Time and again, he's shown an incredible ability to stay focused and composed under pressure. When the entire weight of a nation is resting on your shoulders, it takes a special kind of person to remain calm and execute flawlessly. Ronaldo has that ability in spades. And then there's his technique. Years of practice have allowed Ronaldo to develop a perfect technique for heading the ball. He uses his entire body to generate power, not just his head. This gives him an incredible range of motion and allows him to direct the ball with pinpoint accuracy. As a footballer, Ronaldo's skill set is truly remarkable. His combination of physical prowess, mental toughness, and technical ability is a rare and deadly one. But perhaps his greatest gift is his ability to make the impossible look effortless. When you watch him glide through the air, it's hard to believe that such grace and power can exist in the same person. Yet Ronaldo makes it look easy. Now, whether Ronaldo will ever be compared is debatable. After all, he is a one-of-a-kind talent who may never have a peer. But one thing is for sure, no one will ever be able to match his awesomeness. His combination of athleticism, timing, strength, and relentless practice has set a standard that may never be matched. When fans watch Ronaldo leap, it's more than football. It's art, science, and inspiration. Kids try to imitate it in playgrounds. Coaches use it as an example in training sessions, and commentators struggle to find words every time he takes flight. And here's the truth. Long after Ronaldo retires, those moments of him hanging in the air will live forever. That header against Wales, that gravity-defying leap against Sampdoria. These are not just goals. They are memories etched into football history. So, next time you see Ronaldo rise above defenders, remember this. You're watching something that may never be seen again. Because when it comes to ruling the skies, there really is nobody like Cristiano Ronaldo. What makes Ronaldo so good in the air? Well, it's not magic, though his goals certainly seem that way. It's a combination of factors. First, there's his remarkable vertical jump. When Ronaldo leaps, he covers an astonishing 2.6 meters, almost as high as the average basketball player. But how does he get this high? His secret is a powerful lower body. Those long muscular legs drive him upwards with explosive force. But it's not just about strength, it's also about technique. Ronaldo has mastered the art of jumping, mastering the perfect takeoff angle and hang time. He leaves the ground at an angle of 45 degrees and uses his body like a tight ball, reducing wind resistance. His arms are tucked in, his head is close to his chest, and he keeps his knees bent. This helps him maintain balance and control as he soars through the air. All these elements combine to make his jumps efficient and powerful, allowing him to dominate the air like no other footballer. But what about heading the ball? After all, a header is only useful if you can direct it towards the goal. Here again, Ronaldo's prowess is remarkable. When he jumps, he can direct his head with pinpoint accuracy. Thanks to his strong neck muscles, he can turn his head up to 78 degrees from the vertical, giving him an incredible range of motion. With such flexibility, he can attack the ball from various angles, making him a nightmare for defenders. But it's not just about the mechanics of his jump and header. It's also about his mental game. Ronaldo has an uncanny ability to time his runs perfectly. He knows when to leave the ground, when to adjust his position in the air, and when to plant his feet after landing. This precision is the result of years of training and experience. He practices his timing over and over until it becomes second nature, and when it all comes together, the result is breathtaking. Defenders may try to block him, but they often end up fouling him in the air. Goalkeepers can only watch in despair as the ball flies past them. And the net ripples once again, celebrating another one of Ronaldo's spectacular headers. His aerial ability is a nightmare for defenders. They know that if they don't mark him closely, he could pop up anywhere in the penalty area to meet a cross with his head. This constant threat forces defenders to commit fouls, giving Ronaldo's team a numerical advantage in the penalty area. Even when double or triple marked, Ronaldo finds ways to outmaneuver his markers. His mastery of the shoulder charge is particularly effective. By leaning into his marker and using his body, he creates space to direct the ball towards the goal. Defenders often find themselves helpless as Ronaldo uses his aerial prowess to outmuscle them and send the ball sailing into the net. In recent years, some doubted Ronaldo's abilities. Critics claimed he wasn't as quick or sharp as before. Yet, he silenced the doubters in spectacular fashion. His bicycle kick goal against Juventus in the Champions League was a thing of beauty. It was a moment that transcended the beautiful game. It was a testament to Ronaldo's dedication and hard work. But the truth is, there's more to Ronaldo's success than just physical prowess. It's also about his mental toughness and determination. He's not afraid to put his body on the line. He battles for every header, fighting off defenders with sheer willpower. And when the going gets tough, he rises to the occasion with acrobatic feats that leave fans in awe. As the years go by, Ronaldo continues to defy gravity. He remains a force to be reckoned with, a true king of the skies. So the next time you see Ronaldo take flight, remember, it's not magic. It's sheer hard work, dedication, and an unwavering pursuit of excellence, and that's what makes him the greatest of all time. Now, check out how Ronaldo became the top scorer in football history, or watch this video instead. So, we've talked about the stickers, the packs, the albums. Now, it's time to talk about the real treasure, the reason we all tune in, the moments that make us scream at our screens. The hat tricks. Oh, the glorious, incredible hat tricks of Cristiano Ronaldo in the Champions League. In the grand theater of football, where legends are made and memories are etched in time, there are moments that transcend the beautiful game and become timeless classics. And then there's Cristiano Ronaldo with his symphony of hat tricks, composing a masterpiece that resonates through the ages. The first hat trick, a debut to remember, 6th of February 2008, Manchester United versus AS Roma. It wasn't just a match, it was a statement. Young Cristiano Ronaldo took the stage by storm, etching his name in the Champions League folklore with an unforgettable treble. With each goal, the Old Trafford faithful roared, witnessing the birth of a new legend in the making. But that was just the beginning. As the years rolled on, Ronaldo's legacy continued to grow, so did his tally of hat tricks. The second hat trick arrived in the 2012-13 season, a thrilling encounter between Real Madrid and Galatasaray. The Turkish giants came out strong, but Ronaldo was in irresistible form, tearing apart Galatasaray's defense and leaving them in awe. With a clinical finish, he completed his second hat trick, sending shockwaves that echoed throughout Europe. Then came the third hat trick, a moment that showcased Ronaldo's true mettle. The 2013-14 campaign saw Real Madrid locked in a fierce battle against Borussia Dortmund in the group stage. The Germans were the underdogs, but they played with the heart of lions, pushing the Spaniards to the brink. Yet, amidst the chaos and tension, Ronaldo emerged as the hero, completing a remarkable hat trick that sent shivers down the spines of even the most seasoned football fans. And who could forget the fourth hat trick, a masterclass in individual brilliance? In the 2014-15 season, Ronaldo once again took center stage, this time facing off against Athletic Bilbao in the quarter-finals. The Lions of San Mamés had their claws out, but Ronaldo was in no mood to be tamed. With an astonishing display of skill and precision, he netted a breathtaking hat trick, leaving Athletic Bilbao and their passionate fans stunned and in disbelief. Now let's fast forward to the fifth hat trick, a moment that epitomized Ronaldo's relentless pursuit of excellence. The 2016-17 campaign saw Real Madrid in a thrilling encounter against Bayern Munich in the semi-finals. The Bavarians were a formidable opponent, but Ronaldo was unstoppable. With a display of sheer determination and clinical finishing, he completed his fifth hat trick, sending shockwaves that reverberated across the footballing world. The sixth hat trick, a testament to longevity and consistency. As the years went by, Ronaldo's hunger for success remained undimmed, and in the 2017-18 season, he added another chapter to his legendary tale. Facing off against Atletico Madrid in the round of 16, Ronaldo produced a masterclass in finishing, netting a stunning hat trick that sent the Santiago Bernabeu into raptures and left Atletico Madrid and their die-hard fans dejected. Now, brace yourself for the seventh hat trick, a performance that defied logic and left fans in awe. In the 2018-19 season, Ronaldo faced off against his former club, Manchester United, in the last 16. The Theatre of Dreams was alive with excitement, but it was Ronaldo who stole the show. With a mesmerizing display of skill and precision, he netted a spectacular hat trick, silencing his doubters and reminding the world why he was and will always be the king of the Champions League. So, there you have it, 7 hat tricks, 7 moments of pure magic. But the story doesn't end there, because in the grand finale of the 2021-22 campaign, Ronaldo etched his name in the history books one last time. He might not have been playing for Real Madrid or Manchester United, but don't underestimate the power of a true champion. Facing off against Liverpool, Ronaldo was a force to be reckoned with. Despite the odds, he netted a magnificent hat trick, leading his team to victory and cementing his legacy as the ultimate match winner. Cristiano Ronaldo's Champions League journey is a tapestry woven with passion, dedication, and an unwavering pursuit of excellence. His hat tricks are not just goals, they're testimonies to his indomitable spirit. So whether you're a devoted fan or a casual observer, take a moment to appreciate the magic that is Cristiano Ronaldo, the king of the Champions League, breaking barriers, setting records. So, what makes Ronaldo's Champions League hat tricks legendary? It's not just the number of them, it's the moments they came in. High-pressure, knockout stages against Europe's biggest clubs: Wolfsburg, Bayern, Atletico, Galatasaray. Each hat trick wasn't just a show, it was a rescue mission, a masterclass, or a statement to the world. That's why CR7 holds the record for the most hat tricks in the Champions League knockout rounds. Imagine flipping through your sticker book. Every page, another unforgettable night. These aren't just stats, they're milestones of football greatness. Ronaldo's hat tricks tell the story of a man who never settled for being good. He wanted to be the best, every single time. And what's even crazier, even as he aged, the hunger never faded. Every hat trick felt like a fresh reminder that Ronaldo wasn't done yet. He was always writing another chapter. Now, let's talk about records. They're not just numbers on a page. They're stories waiting to be told. And today, we've got a record that's as impressive as it is unexpected. Ready for this? The player with the most red cards in the Champions League knockout rounds. Yep, you heard it right. Not goals, not assists, red cards. And the record holder is none other than our very own Zinedine Zidane. Now that's a surprise, isn't it? You'd think a player with such finesse, such elegance on the ball would keep a cool head. But oh no, not Zizou. He picked up a remarkable 3 red cards in the knockout rounds, making him the undisputed king of getting sent off in Europe's premier club competition. But here's the thing, all 3 of these red cards were in finals. Talk about dramatic exits. Can you imagine the tension, the pressure of the final whistle blowing on a player who's already on a yellow card? The fear, the anticipation as the referee reaches for his pocket. And then the unthinkable, a red card. For a player known for his composure, it's a surprising sight. And yet it happened not once, not twice, but 3 times in the Champions League final. Now that's a record that's as shocking as it is memorable. And speaking of memorable, have you seen our video on Ronaldo's record-breaking hat tricks? If not, it's time to check it out. We've taken a deep dive into the mind-blowing moments when Ronaldo turned the tide in the Champions League. Goals against the top European clubs, dramatic comebacks, iconic performances. We've covered it all. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. And here's a little sneak peek. Did you know that Ronaldo has more hat tricks in the Champions League knockout rounds than some of the greatest players have in their entire career? It's crazy, isn't it? Well, there's more where that came from. So make sure to watch the whole video. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on our latest videos. And here's a pro tip. Stick around until the end. You never know what kind of crazy stat we might throw your way. See you soon. Welcome to my channel. And today, we'll relive an era when Madrid Knights were all about one man, and his name was Cristiano. He arrived at the Santiago Bernabeu in 2009, and quickly became the face of the club. Statues were built, songs were sung, and expectations soared. Everyone knew he could score goals, but what happened next was beyond anyone's wildest dreams. Cristiano turned into a hat-trick machine. And not just any hat-trick machine, mind you, but in Europe's most brutal and unforgiving competition, La Liga. To truly understand this phenomenon, we have to go back to November 2013. Real Madrid was locked in a fierce battle with Galatasaray in the Champions League. The Turks were no pushovers, but from the moment Cristiano Ronaldo stepped onto the pitch, you could feel something special was about to happen. His first goal was a thing of beauty, a thunderous strike that left the Galatasaray keeper with no chance. The Santiago Bernabeu erupted, but it was just a teaser of what was to come. Minutes later, Ronaldo struck again, leaving the Galatasaray defense in tatters. 2 goals down and the Turks were on the ropes. But it was in the 64th minute when Ronaldo produced a moment of sheer brilliance. He took a pass from Angel Di Maria, unleashed a rocket of a shot that hit the back of the net. It was a hat trick, a masterclass, and Madrid had won 6-1. That night, Ronaldo didn't just score goals, he painted a masterpiece on the canvas of European football. But this was just the beginning. And for our next sticker, we fast forward to 2016. This time, the roles were reversed. Real Madrid found themselves trailing 2-0 after the first leg against Wolfsburg in Germany. The odds were stacked against them, and many believed their Champions League dreams were over. But as the saying goes, never count Ronaldo out. Back at the Bernabeu, the tension was palpable. Every fan, every pundit, every player knew the magnitude of the task ahead. But as the game wore on, something incredible began to happen. In the 12th minute, Ronaldo rose above the pack to head home a cross from Carvajal. It was a crucial goal, but it was only the start. The second goal came in the 16th minute, a stunning free kick that left the Wolfsburg keeper with no chance. The tie was still in the balance, but the momentum had shifted. Then came the 52nd minute, a moment that will forever be etched in the annals of football history. Ronaldo collected the ball, evaded two defenders, and unleashed a powerful low drive into the back of the net. It was his third goal of the night, a hat-trick that sealed Wolfsburg's fate and sent Real Madrid through to the semi-finals. That night, Ronaldo didn't just score goals, he became a folk hero, a beacon of hope in the darkest of nights. With his hat-trick, he shattered records, silenced critics, and proved once again why he is the greatest of all time. And we are still not done. For our final sticker, we travel to 2017. Once again, Real Madrid found themselves in the thick of a Champions League battle, this time against the mighty Bayern Munich. The stakes were high, the pressure immense, but who better than Ronaldo to rise to the occasion? In the 7th minute, he gave Real Madrid the lead, a moment that set the tone for the rest of the match. Bayern fought back, equalizing in the 53rd minute. The match was evenly poised, but it was Ronaldo who had the last laugh. In the 67th minute, he collected a cross from Marcelo, controlled the ball with his chest, and fired a volley past the helpless Bayern keeper. It was a stunning display of skill and power, a moment of individual brilliance that made all the difference. With his hat-trick, Ronaldo not only led Real Madrid to victory, but also etched his name in football folklore. That night, the Santiago Bernabeu witnessed greatness unfold before their eyes. The roar of the crowd, the agony of the Bayern fans, and the disbelief on the faces of the Bayern players were a testament to the magic that had just unfolded. In that moment, there was no doubt in anyone's mind that they had just witnessed a masterclass, a clinic in how to score and win the biggest games. When Cristiano played for Real Madrid, every defender in Europe had nightmares, every team had a fear, and every game was a challenge. But through it all, he stood tall, scoring hat-tricks that defied logic and won matches that seemed impossible. His impact was undeniable, his legacy unassailable. He wasn't just a player, he was an institution, a one-man army that led Real Madrid to new heights. So here's to you, Cristiano, the hat-trick hurricane. And remember, this is not the end. There are more stories to tell, more moments to relive. So stay tuned and join us on this journey down memory lane. Until next time, keep the passion alive and the legends will live on. All right, the group stage is over, and now it's time for the real deal, the knockout rounds of the UEFA Champions League. To get you pumped for the upcoming matches, we're going to take a trip down memory lane and celebrate some serious footballing legends. We're talking about Cristiano Ronaldo, the one, the only, and all his incredible hat-tricks in the Champions League. Yep, you heard me right, hat-tricks. And to make this even cooler, we've got special CR7 stickers to put on each match. It's like creating a collector's album of Ronaldo's most epic moments in the Champions League. So grab your albums, folks, because we're about to kick off this sticker journey. But before we dive into those electrifying hat-tricks, let's take a moment to appreciate the man himself, Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro, better known as CR7 or simply Ronaldo. Born on February 5, 1985 in Funchal, Madeira, Portugal, Ronaldo's passion for football began at a young age. He started playing at age 8 for Nacional. then moved to Sporting CP's Youth Academy in Lisbon at age 12. His exceptional talent and dedication soon had him making waves in the football world. Now let's turn back the clock and witness the magic firsthand. Our first match is Manchester United versus FC Porto on March 6, 2009. This was a Champions League quarter-final that went down in history. Manchester United were coming off a 2-2 draw against Porto in the first leg, so they had some ground to cover. But who could have predicted what was about to unfold? In the 18th minute, Ronaldo received a pass from Ryan Giggs and unleashed a powerful shot that left Porto's goalkeeper Helton with no chance. It was 1-0. The crowd was roaring. Just 3 minutes later, Ronaldo struck again, this time heading in a cross from Paul Scholes. 2 quick goals and United were on their way to victory, but Porto refused to back down. They fought hard and managed to equalize, bringing the tension to a fever pitch. With the match tied at 2 goals each, the drama continued. And deep into injury time, Ronaldo completed his hat-trick by converting a penalty, sending the ball flying into the top corner of the net. It was a moment of sheer brilliance and sent shockwaves throughout Europe. Manchester United won 3-2 on aggregate and advanced to the semi-finals thanks to Ronaldo's remarkable performance. For our second match, let's travel to Spain on April 29, 2015, where Real Madrid took on city rivals Atletico Madrid at the Vicente Calderón Stadium. The stakes were high as both teams were vying for the top spot in Group A. The match was evenly matched, but in the 30th minute, Ronaldo broke the deadlock with a stunning free kick that left Atletico's goalkeeper Jan Oblak with no chance. Real Madrid went into the break with a 1-0 lead. The second half was just as intense, but it was Ronaldo who stole the show once again. In the 58th minute, he pounced on a loose ball in the penalty area and sent it crashing into the net. Just 5 minutes later, Ronaldo completed his brace with another powerful strike. The match ended 2-0, and Ronaldo was undoubtedly the hero of the day. In the third match on December 7, 2015, we head to Germany where Bayern Munich hosted PSV Eindhoven at the Allianz Arena. The atmosphere was electric as 2 football powerhouses went head-to-head. And in the 31st minute, things got even more heated when Ronaldo gave Real Madrid an early lead. However, Bayern Munich fought back and managed to equalize before halftime. The tension was palpable as both teams battled for supremacy. In the 59th minute, Ronaldo received a pass from Karim Benzema, and with a deft touch, guided the ball into the net. It was a moment of individual brilliance that turned the tide in Real Madrid's favor. Ronaldo wasn't done yet. In the 65th minute, he completed his hat-trick with another clinical finish, leaving Bayern Munich's defense in the dust. Folks, those were just a few of Cristiano Ronaldo's most jaw-dropping hat-tricks in the UEFA Champions League. Each match was a testament to his skill, dedication, and sportsmanship. Now you know why he's considered one of the greatest players of all time. So there you have it, a glimpse into the extraordinary career of Cristiano Ronaldo and some seriously cool CR7 stickers to commemorate his legendary hat-tricks in the Champions League. Don't forget to show your support if you want to see more videos like this. Thanks for joining us on this journey through footballing greatness, and we'll catch you in the next one. Until then, keep those chants alive and keep believing in the magic of football. It's more than a game. It's a passion, a way of life. Thanks for watching, keep chanting, and we'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep chanting. The destruction of everything. That's what we got tonight. And it all started with this. As we were all gathered around our televisions and computers watching the main event get underway, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Brock Lesnar appeared and attacked the security guard. No warning, nothing. 1 second he was walking towards the ring, the next he had this poor guy smashed into the steel barricade. I don't know about you, but that image right there, that's going to be seared into my brain forever. That's going to be one of those things that when I see a security guard I think, how could I possibly defend myself against a raging Brock Lesnar? What are my options here? Is there any way to outsmart him if he decides to go on a rampage? Those are questions I have now, and I didn't have them before. So, thank you, Brock. Thank you for your service. Then, after he demolished the first security guard, he wasn't done. It continued on, attacking anyone who got in his way until he finally got to the production team at the announce table. A cameraman was trying to get some shots of the ring, probably trying to get some footage of Brock, and, maybe get a selfie or something. But either way, he was gonna pay the price because Lesnar snatched him up and hoisted him into the air and slammed him down with a vicious suplex. And I can't even imagine the thought process of that cameraman. Like, what am I doing? Why am I here? This guy is crazy. And then, when he slammed him down, oh my God, the sound that created. I mean, you could hear a pin drop, could hear a mouse squeak in that arena. Everybody was completely silent as that cameraman slowly got to his feet. And I will say this, credit to that cameraman. There's a lot of people in that situation, they would have just dropped the camera right there and ran as fast as they could, but he kept his composure and he got that camera back up to try and get more shots. And really, he should have known better, because this happened next. The announcers were trying to call the action as it happened, but they were getting nervous. Rightfully so, because all of a sudden, monitors and headsets and papers were flying everywhere as Brock Lesnar destroyed the announce table. I've never seen anything like this in my life. And again, it's one thing to flip a table when you're riled up and you're excited. That happens all the time in wrestling. But this was different. This was methodical. This was almost like he was taking his time, savoring the moment, enjoying every second of being back in the WWE. He didn't want to hurt us. He wanted to hurt the people that were announcing the match. And that's a scary thought. You think that's your safe haven. You think as an announcer you're kind of safe up there. Well, guess what? Not when Brock Lesnar is in the building. Nobody is safe. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually agree with Corey Graves when he said that Brock Lesnar may not stop. This may not end. I actually believe that. Now, thankfully, they did cut away, and it looks like the plan is that he's just gonna continue to destroy everything in sight. We're gonna get a rematch later on tonight between Bobby Lashley and Seth Rollins for the United States Championship. Let's hope that Brock has tired himself out by then, because if he doesn't, I don't know how anyone is going to stop him. I don't know how anyone is going to stop the Beast incarnate when he is on a rampage. Nobody. If he wants to destroy the announce table, he's going to destroy the announce table. If he wants to attack the cameramen, he's going to attack the cameramen. If he wants to take out security guards, he's going to take out security guards. Nothing is off limits. There is nothing in the WWE universe that Brock Lesnar respects. And right now, he's out for blood. This is not a drill. This is not a work. This is pure, unadulterated chaos. Ladies and gentlemen, please stay calm. Please remain in your seats. Do not attempt to leave the arena. We have an emergency situation here. Things are quickly spiraling out of control. The Beast has officially been unleashed and he's on a rampage. Brock Lesnar, former UFC heavyweight champion, former WWE champion, former NXT champion, former college wrestling champion, is now attacking innocent bystanders in the WWE universe. He's attacking everybody. It's total pandemonium. It all started a few minutes ago when Brock Lesnar's familiar theme song hit the speakers, sending shockwaves of excitement through the crowd. The Beast is here. The crowd began to roar. Could it be that Brock Lesnar had come to make a shocking return to WWE? What would he do? Who would he confront? All eyes were on the entrance as the crowd buzzed with anticipation. But then it happened so fast that nobody could believe their eyes. Before anyone could comprehend what was unfolding, Brock Lesnar was in the ring, and he wasn't alone. In his hand, he held the WWE Championship belt, a symbol of power that once again proved to be no match for the Beast. He tossed it aside as if it were made of paper, sending a clear message. He's here to take what he wants and nobody can stop him. And then he went on a rampage. He attacked security guards, sending them flying through the air like human bowling pins. No amount of force could hold him back. He smashed through the barricades, ignoring the pleas of the fans. He charged towards the ring, scattering people in his path. There was no warning, no build-up, just pure, unadulterated rage. As he made his way to the ring, another WWE superstar tried to make a save, but Lesnar wasn't having it. With one swift kick, he sent the superstar sprawling. It wasn't enough to stop Lesnar, though. Fueled by an unstoppable force, he continued his assault, leaving a trail of destruction in his wake. Even the commentators were in awe, struggling to find words to describe the sheer power and intensity of Lesnar's rampage. It seemed like nothing or no one could stop him. Fans were on their feet, some cheering wildly, others in a panic. Some recorded the historic event on their phones, knowing they were witnessing something truly extraordinary, maybe even dangerous. But, as we said before, this is not a drill. This is not a work. This is pure, unadulterated chaos. Ladies and gentlemen, please stay calm. Please remain in your seats. Do not attempt to leave the arena. We have an emergency situation here. Things are quickly spiraling out of control. The beast has officially been unleashed and he's on a rampage. Brock Lesnar has attacked everybody. It's total pandemonium. Lesnar stopped at nothing. He destroyed everything in his path, leaving the WWE Universe on the edge of their seats, wondering what would happen next. Suddenly, a familiar figure appeared on the big screen, daring the beast to come after him. Was this the challenge Lesnar was waiting for? Would he finally face his ultimate rival in an earth-shattering showdown? But even that didn't stop Lesnar. With a powerful roar, he smashed the screen, sending shards of glass flying everywhere. Then he turned back to the crowd, his eyes blazing with an intense determination. He was ready for whatever came next. And then it happened. Out of nowhere, another superstar made a valiant effort to stand against the beast. They exchanged fierce blows in a display of strength and power. But it was clear that even with the help of other superstars, there was no stopping Lesnar on this night. One by one, more superstars came to try their luck, but it was like trying to hold back a tidal wave. Each one met the same fate, sent sprawling out of the ring and left to watch in disbelief as Lesnar stood tall in the center of the ring. With the WWE title firmly secured around his waist, Lesnar continued to dominate, proving that on this night he was truly the most dangerous man in the world of sports entertainment. As the crowd roared with excitement and maybe a bit of fear, Lesnar stood strong, ready to take on anyone and conquer all in his path. What will happen next? Who will step up to face the beast? And can anyone truly challenge his dominance? Stay tuned to find out, because one thing is certain, this is just the beginning of Brock Lesnar's rampage. After a wild and controversial finish to the WWE Championship match at SummerSlam last night, questions remain about what happens next for both Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. As for Paul Heyman, well, he's got a lot of explaining to do. Let's get into it. The Bloodline stood tall in the ring to start, but their celebration was short-lived. The lights went out. The familiar "Here Comes the Pain" theme hit, and Brock Lesnar's distorted breathing echoed around the arena. A wild pop from the crowd as Lesnar made his way to the ring, but it quickly turned to gasps and then boos when he took out a security guard with a single clothesline. To make matters worse, another guard was sent sprawling after Lesnar snapped and threw him over the announce table. It was all anyone could do for the beast as he pulled the ring ropes down and headed straight for the announce table where Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and Kevin Patrick were in the middle of a commercial break. Now, it's not clear if this was part of the plan or if Lesnar was simply working off of an altered version of it because things immediately spiraled from there. After tossing the table aside, the beast grabbed a microphone and cut a furious promo. Basically, he ranted about how he's tired of being disrespected and tired of being told what to do. He talked about how people tell him to go home, but he's not going home. He wants to fight. That led to a physical altercation with Adam Pearce that ended with Lesnar spiking him with an F5 on the steel steps. But it didn't stop there. No, sir. Lesnar then went on a rampage, destroying everything in his path: chairs, tables, even more security guards. At one point, he reached the stage where the likes of Drew McIntyre and Sheamus were standing and just stared them down before tossing another chair into the crowd. And while all this was happening, the Usos looked on in horror as Sami Zayn tried to make sense of it all. Eventually, Reigns got on the mic and tried to calm Lesnar down, which just enraged the beast further. Things got so bad that Reigns had to physically push Lesnar away from him before he was eventually able to get some separation. By the end of the rampage, the damage was everywhere. Security guards were down, crew members were injured, the announce table was destroyed, and the WWE Universe sat in stunned silence. For a few seconds, it felt like the show had stopped completely. But here's the thing about WWE. Every action has consequences. The question now is, what will WWE management do about Lesnar's reckless assault? Will he be fined or suspended? Or will they try to contain his fury by forcing him into his next big fight sooner than planned? One thing's for sure. This rampage has shaken the WWE Universe to its core. Fans can't stop talking about it. Some are calling for Lesnar to be punished, while others admit this unpredictability is exactly why they love him. Because when Brock Lesnar shows up, you never know what you're going to get, a 5-star match or a full-scale riot. Today, as WWE Playlist proved one thing beyond doubt, Brock Lesnar is not just the Beast in name, he is the Beast in action. And when he snaps, the entire WWE Universe pays the price. Now, as for Roman Reigns, despite escaping with his title and his life, things didn't end so well for him either. In fact, you could argue he came out of SummerSlam worse off than he was going into it. Lesnar's actions have put a target on his back. Not only will he have to deal with the fallout of this brawl, but now he has a very real chance of having to face not just Lesnar, but possibly the winner of the #1 contenders match between McIntyre and Sheamus. In other words, come the next episode of SmackDown, things aren't going to be pretty for the Tribal Chief. And hey, if you want to see what happened at SummerSlam in the first place, plus get all the latest news and results from the world of WWE, make sure you subscribe to our channel. We've got you covered 24/7. Now don't forget to check out our other video on everything else that happened at SummerSlam. And we'll see you next time. Welcome back, everyone. It's me, and we are one day removed from WWE SummerSlam. And I am still in absolute disbelief over what happened at the end of that match between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Obviously, the ending came off a bit chaotic. There was a lot going on. But when you really look at it, what made today so shocking wasn't just the destruction, it was who got caught in the middle. Innocent bystanders, people who weren't even part of the match, became the unlucky targets of Brock's rage. One staff member trying to help clean up ringside was suddenly lifted onto Lesnar's shoulders and crushed with an F5 right on the arena floor. Another bystander, he was simply holding a camera cable, got shoved so hard into the barricade that the entire front row gasped. Fans in the audience screamed as chairs were tossed aside and children were pulled back by their parents trying to protect them from the madness. In that moment, the line between sports entertainment and uncontrollable danger blurred completely. Brock Lesnar reminded the entire world why he is called the Beast. But what happened after the bell? We didn't see any follow-up. We didn't see any repercussions for Brock Lesnar. Now, obviously, he's not going to be fined because he isn't a WWE contracted performer. He doesn't work for the company, so they can't fine him or suspend him. But at the same time, this was awful. This was scary. And if you're just looking at it from a business standpoint, this could be very bad for the company. On the other hand, this might be exactly what Brock Lesnar had in mind. Maybe this is what he wanted to do. He wanted to send a message to the WWE Universe that he is a force to be reckoned with and nobody is safe. So my question to you is this: was this a work or was this a shoot? Was this planned or was this all an angle to get heat for Brock Lesnar? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Now, before we move on, if you aren't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free, takes you just a split second, and by doing that, you'll not only help out, but you'll get to see some pretty awesome videos. So, how about we talk about two situations here, okay? The first one is the young boy holding the camera. My immediate thought when I saw this replay was, there's no way that Brock Lesnar meant to hit that little kid. There's just no way. But when you think about it, this is kind of par for the course for Brock Lesnar. He doesn't care about anybody's safety. He doesn't care if it's a child. He doesn't care if it's a referee, a manager, another wrestler. If he feels threatened, or if he feels like somebody is in his way, he will harm them. That's just the kind of character that he is. So in this situation, I don't think it was malicious. I don't think he specifically was targeting that young child, but instead was just trying to get to Roman Reigns. And unfortunately, that child was in his way. Now, the second situation was the poor official who got tossed around like a rag doll. First of all, he got hit with the steel steps. That was absolutely vicious. And then he got hoisted up on Brock Lesnar's shoulders and slammed straight down onto the mat. Now, there is no excuse for this. No matter what, you cannot, as a professional athlete, as someone who is a public figure, you can't pick up a referee and slam him down onto the concrete floor. It doesn't matter if it's a shoot or if it's a work. That is wrong. And if that official needs medical attention, if he has a concussion, if he has a neck injury, which he very well could have, then this is going to be a problem for the company. Like I said earlier, they can't fine Brock Lesnar, but they may need to pay for that official's medical bills. Plus, this looks bad. It looks terrible, and it makes WWE look irresponsible. Think about it. If Brock Lesnar can walk into the ring, toss a referee aside like he was nothing, then what is to stop him from doing that same thing to a fan? Now, granted, I'm sure that Lesnar wouldn't target a fan, but things happen. People get excited. Things get out of control, and all of a sudden a fan gets hurt. Then what? Do we have lawsuits? Is there liability issues? All of a sudden, Brock Lesnar becomes a very big headache for WWE, and trust me, they don't need that. So, as far as consequences go, I don't think Brock Lesnar is worried about any of that, but maybe he should be. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching this video. Remember to hit the subscribe button. Also, check out our podcast. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Why did Brock Lesnar snap? That is the big question everyone is asking right now. Why did Brock Lesnar do what he did? Some people are saying this is frustration that has been boiling inside him and finally reached a critical point. Others are saying that he's just tired of being disrespected by WWE management, tired of not getting the fights he feels he deserves, but those who know Brock Lesnar best say this is just who he is. No matter how much you try to tame the beast, no matter how much you try to domesticate him, there will always be a wildness in there. It only takes a small spark to ignite the chaos within. And right now, that's what we're all trying to figure out. What was the spark? What set him off? Because this isn't the first time Brock Lesnar has gone rogue. Let's not forget that night at the Royal Rumble when Seth Rollins came out to a chorus of boos. In fact, the crowd that night was so anti-Seth Rollins they were practically throwing things. So, when Brock Lesnar appeared on the Titan screen, you could feel the energy shift, because the audience wasn't just excited to see Lesnar, they were excited to see what Lesnar would do to Seth Rollins. And when those two finally got in the ring together, well, let's just say that no member of the security team walked away unscathed. Even though technically this wasn't a match, it was still a hell of a brawl. Lesnar also has a history of losing control when he's frustrated, like that time on an episode of Raw when he was supposed to be having a contract signing with Triple H. But before either man could put pen to paper, Brock Lesnar just went on a rampage, sending both Triple H and Stephanie McMahon packing. Now, I'm not saying that any of us expected him to snap like this, but this isn't the first time he's done something like this. Even if the target wasn't a person, it was a Christmas tree last year. If you remember, during the 2024 Royal Rumble, after Bray Wyatt was eliminated, he took a swing at the Christmas tree. And when I say he took a swing, I mean he absolutely demolished it. But back to the Christmas tree incident, he didn't do that because he was frustrated. He didn't do that because he was angry. As far as we know, he just felt like doing it. That was just who he was in the moment, and maybe that's what happened tonight. Maybe there was no deep meaning behind it. Maybe he just felt like letting loose. I think the most important thing to take away from this is that Brock Lesnar does not need a match to dominate. He doesn't need a bell to ring to tell him when to go. He makes his own rules, and if you step in his way, you do so at your own risk. I don't think this was a warning to Roman Reigns, because if he wanted to send a message to Roman Reigns, he would have done more than destroy some chairs. This was a reminder to the entire WWE universe. The Beast answers to no one. Ladies and gentlemen, it's me. And as promised, we're going to travel back in time to the unforgettable night that was NXT Stand and Deliver. From breathtaking matches to shocking reunions and jaw-dropping stunts, we're going to take you through the 5 moments that made this event truly epic. So sit back, relax, and let's dive right in. Now, before we get to the top 3 moments, we got to talk about the near falls. Oh my goodness, the near falls. Picture this, you're on the edge of your seat, the crowd is going wild, and then bam, the person you least expected wins. It was a night full of surprises, and we couldn't be happier. One of the most shocking moments was when Cora Jade turned on her former friend and tag team partner Gia. Yeah, you heard that right. After a hard-fought tag team match, Cora betrayed Gia, leaving fans in disbelief. But that wasn't the only double cross we saw that night. No, sir, later in the evening we witnessed another shocking swerve. This time it was the new NXT Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton, who betrayed her mentor, the legendary Shawn Michaels. Talk about a night of plot twists. These unexpected turns of events kept us on the edge of our seats and had us wondering what else could happen next. Speaking of surprises, how about an epic entrance? We all know that NXT is known for its amazing entrances, and this one did not disappoint. When a familiar theme song hit the speakers, the crowd went absolutely bonkers. It was like old-school WWE all over again. And then they made their way to the ring with a swagger that only legends can pull off. It was clear that these superstars were not only talented inside the ring, but also had the charisma and presence to entertain the crowd. They worked the whole entrance like a mini-match, keeping us on the edge of our seats wondering what would happen next. And let me tell you, it was worth the wait. Their performance in the ring was just as impressive as their entrance. They showed us why they are true icons of the squared circle and left us wanting more. But it gets better. Prepare to be amazed, because now we move into the top 3. And this is where NXT history was truly made. At number 3, a championship match that could have easily been the main event of WrestleMania. Near fall after near fall, counters, reversals, and heart-stopping drama. Both superstars gave everything they had, and when the dust settled, the crowd gave them a standing ovation. It was a match people will talk about for years. At number 2 was Pure Chaos, a shocking faction reunion. The crowd erupted when former allies came together in the middle of the ring, taking out everyone in their path. Chairs flew, bodies dropped, and fans were screaming like it was 2015 all over again. This wasn't just a moment, it was a promise that NXT's landscape had changed forever. And now, drumroll please, the number 1 spot, the craziest highlight of the night, an unbelievable, jaw-dropping stunt that fans are already calling one of the greatest moments in NXT history. Just picture this, a superstar scaling the very top of the arena structure, leaping off, launching themselves through a table below and walking away like some sort of warrior. The crowd lost their minds. Commentators couldn't believe what they were seeing, and instantly this became the iconic NXT moment of 2025. But the craziest part, it's not just about the stunt itself, it's what it represented. This superstar had faced countless obstacles, betrayals, and setbacks throughout their journey in NXT. But through it all, they never gave up. They kept fighting, training, and pushing themselves to become the best. And in that one incredible moment at Stand and Deliver, it all paid off. The hard work, the sweat, the sacrifices, it all came down to that one jaw-dropping leap of faith. So, what do you think about the moments we covered? Did we miss any? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on all things wrestling. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Welcome to my channel. And before we get started, I want you guys to smash that like button, because today's gonna be an awesome day. In our main event tonight, we will have Carmelo Hayes defending his NXT championship against former NXT champion, the A-Champ, the one and only Ilya Dragunov. Plus, we're going to hear from some of the biggest stars in all of WWE. What could be their final match in WWE? We got the return of a legend. We've got some debuting NXT stars. It's going to be a hell of a night. So let's not waste any more time and go ahead and get this show started. And we open up with some huge news. The head of the table, the leader of the bloodline, the tribal chief, Roman Reigns, he has come to NXT. And I'm sorry if you can't see him. That's because he's looking for someone. He's looking for the one, the only Andre the Giant. And he found him. Andre the Giant was in the crowd. Roman called him down to the ring. And now the two of them are going to stand face to face. But before anything can happen, Jey Uso comes out to stop his brother Jimmy from attacking Andre. Then eventually, Jimmy does attack Andre, but then Roman stops him again. And then finally, Roman and Andre, they embrace each other. And I think we can all agree the new Bloodline member is officially Andre the Giant. And honestly, it's been an honor to witness this historic moment. Then we go backstage to hear from none other than John Cena. Cena says that there's always been rumors about him retiring at WrestleMania, and this year will be no different. But he says he wants to make this clear. No matter how many losses or how many wins he has, he's going to continue to do what he's doing. And then he drops the mic. We then get a video package of some of the greatest moments from the career of Edge. Rated RKO, concussions, spears, even a Hell in a Cell match. It's all in this great video package. And then here comes Adam, or should I say Archer. Archer attacks Adam from behind, but Adam fights back and hits a low blow on Archer. Then Adam locks in the cross-colored chicken wing and forces Archer to tap out. After the match, Edge gives Archer a mic and cuts a promo saying that this may be the end of Adam's career. Then we go to the ring where Tiffany Stratton is waiting for her opponent, and out comes Thea Hale. Hale immediately goes for the eyes of Stratton, but Stratton sends Hale to the outside. Then Hale gets back into the ring and dropkicks Stratton right in the face. Hale then hits a senton off the top rope and gets the win. After the match, we then get an interview with Dragunov, and Dragunov guarantees that he will become a two-time NXT champion later on tonight. And then we go to the ring where we see a sea of signs saying, "We want Becky." And out comes none other than Becky Lynch. Becky says that while she has nothing but love for the fans, she doesn't know who they're talking about. She says she's only here for one reason, and that's to take out Gigi Dolan and JC Jane, and that's exactly what she does. Becky takes out both members of Toxic Attraction and stands tall. Then we go backstage to hear from Carmelo Hayes. Hayes says that he will defeat Ilya Dragunov later on tonight and that no one in NXT can stop him. And now it's time for our main event. It's an NXT championship match. It's Carmelo Hayes versus Ilya Dragunov. And these two men are going at it. Back and forth, strike for strike. But ultimately, it's going to be Ilya Dragunov who's going to hit the torpedo and pick up the win and become a two-time NXT champion. And then we go back to the arena where we see Ilya celebrating in the ring with the NXT Championship. And that's going to do it for this episode of NXT. What an awesome night! I mean, we had so many awesome moments from the debuts to the returns to the title changes. I mean, it's been an awesome night, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching it as much as I did. If you did, don't forget to smash that thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. From shocking returns to betrayals that left us stunned, we're about to dive into the most insane moments from moments 6 to 4. The drama, the action, it's all coming up next. At number 6, things got wild when a heated rivalry boiled over into chaos. Two superstars couldn't even wait for the bell, attacking each other before the match began. Security rushed in, referees tried to separate them, but the hatred was too real. The fans loved every second of it. Number 5, the night took an emotional turn. A returning superstar walked back into an NXT ring for the first time in years. The crowd erupted in cheers, chanting their name as they stood in the spotlight. You could see the tears in their eyes. This wasn't just a return, it was a homecoming. And number 4 brought us a classic NXT twist, a surprise betrayal. Just when it looked like a friendship was stronger than ever, one superstar turned on their partner with a vicious attack. The crowd gasped, social media exploded, and a new rivalry was born right before our eyes. But that's not all. There's more drama unfolding in NXT than ever. Now let's get into the heart of the action with moment number 3. In a shocking turn of events, a rising star has become the new number 1 contender for the NXT Championship. After weeks of hard-hitting action and intense battles, this superstar has proven their mettle and seized the opportunity to challenge for the coveted title. But who will step up to face them? Will it be the reigning champion looking to defend their title or someone else entirely? The suspense is building and fans are eagerly anticipating who will be the next challenger. Stay tuned to find out who will answer the call and step into the ring to face the new number 1 contender. Don't miss out on this epic showdown. As the stakes rise and the competition heats up, rivalries intensify and new alliances are formed. The stage is set for an unforgettable showdown where dreams are made and legends are born. Who will rise above the rest and claim victory in this ultimate battle? Find out in this week's NXT. Now let's take it back to the ring for our next 2 moments. At number 2, a jaw-dropping moment occurred when a superstar executed a mind-blowing move that left both the audience and their opponents speechless. The sheer athleticism and precision displayed in this move had everyone on the edge of their seats. But it wasn't just the execution that made this moment so unforgettable. It was the storytelling that went into it. As the superstar made their way to the top of the turnbuckle, you could feel the tension building in the arena. The crowd was hushed, anticipating what was about to happen next. When the superstar finally leaped off the turnbuckle and landed a breathtaking maneuver, the silence was shattered by an eruption of cheers and applause. It was a moment of triumph, a testament to months of hard work and dedication. But the impact didn't end there. This move became a defining moment in the superstar's career, a showcase of their extraordinary talent and skill. It was a turning point that solidified their place in the hearts of fans and cemented their legacy in the annals of wrestling history. And now, it's time for the main event. At number 1, we witnessed a stunning upset that sent shockwaves throughout the NXT universe. A newcomer who had been underestimated and overlooked had just defeated a seasoned veteran in a match that was nothing short of spectacular. The energy in the arena was electric as the underdog triumphed over the favorite. It was a David and Goliath story where determination and grit paid off in the most exhilarating way. This unexpected victory marked a significant moment in the newcomer's career, propelling them into the spotlight and silencing those who had doubted their abilities. With each passing second, the cheers of the crowd grew louder, celebrating the triumph of the underdog and the new era of NXT. It was a night that would be etched in the memories of fans forever, a night when a rookie shone brighter than the stars. And with that, our countdown of the top moments from moments 6 to 4 comes to an end. Which moment was your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Welcome everybody. I'm here to count down the moments that you missed from this week's NXT. And spoiler alert, you do not want to miss any of these incredible moments. So let's get into it. At number 10, we start with a match that set the tone for the night. An explosive tag team bout where speed clashed with raw power. The chemistry, the reversals, the teamwork, all of it was on display in this one. And this was the perfect way to fire up the crowd for what would be an incredible night of action. But enough from me. Let's just dive right into it, shall we? At number 9, we got a jaw-dropping dive off the top rope that had the arena holding its breath. You could feel the impact in your chest as the crowd erupted. This is the kind of daredevil action that makes NXT must-watch TV. Number 8, the arrival of a brand new superstar who stormed into the ring and instantly made their presence known. The debut was loud, shocking, and unforgettable. Fans are already calling this newcomer the future of NXT. And at number 7, the first shocking upset of the night. A fan-favorite veteran went down in flames, defeated by an underdog who nobody expected to win. The upset sent shockwaves across social media. It's clear that in NXT, you can't sleep on anybody. One moment they're celebrating, the next they're being sent home. Don't miss any of the action because if you do, you'll be sorry. And now, let's get back to our countdown. At number 6, we saw a battle of wills between two incredibly evenly matched opponents. Every punch, every kick, every takedown was met with an equally fierce response from the other. In the end, it was a true test of strength and determination. Who do you think came out on top? Find out now by clicking the link provided. At number 5, a powerhouse competitor showcased their dominance with a thunderous slam that shook the very foundation of the ring. The crowd was on its feet as the referee struggled to count. The resilience shown in this match was nothing short of astonishing. Did this competitor prevail? Find out now by clicking the link provided. No, 4. We witnessed a masterclass in technical wrestling. Every hold, every submission move had the fans on the edge of their seats. It was a clinic in how to outsmart your opponent, leaving you to wonder who will emerge victorious in this battle of wits. Click the link to find out. At number 3, the intensity reached a fever pitch when a competitor took control of a match in a moment of pure rage. Fueled by anger, they unleashed a flurry of attacks that left their opponent battered and bruised. Will this competitor's wrath lead them to the championship? Click the link to find out. And now, it's time for the main event. At number 2, a surprise betrayal led to a shocking conclusion. Alliances were broken, and you won't believe the chaos that ensued. Trust no one in this cutthroat world of professional wrestling. And remember, in NXT, the only constant is change. So don't blink, or you might miss it. Finally, at number 1, a new champion was crowned in an instant classic that had the crowd on their feet. The back-and-forth action had fans on the edge of their seats. Who will etch their name in gold? Click the link to find out. That's all for this week, folks. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode of NXT. See you next time. The bell rings, signaling the end of the most brutal WrestleMania match in history. 3 men lay strewn across the canvas, each a testament to the war that just unfolded inside the squared circle. But only 2 can claim victory. 1 will walk out as the winner and leave with the championship. The other 2, left to grapple with defeat and the demons that come with it. As the crowd roars, the injured men slowly begin to stir. First to his feet is Punk, clutching his ribs. The crowd erupts into a frenzy, the chorus of CM Punk echoing through the stadium. But Punk's celebration is cut short by the piercing boos that follow close behind. He looks up, confused, as the crowd's adoration turns to derision. Roman has risen, and the crowd immediately rallies behind their beloved champion. The sight of Roman standing tall, championship in hand, sends a wave of adulation rippling through the audience. The boos and cheers blend together into one deafening storm. Love him or hate him, Roman has proven why he is the most dominant champion of this generation. Meanwhile, Punk rolls out of the ring, beaten but not broken. His comeback wasn't just a nostalgia trip. He showed the world that even after all these years he could still deliver at the very top level. But tonight, it wasn't enough. As he exits, the crowd's chants shift, morphing from admiration to disappointment. The CM Punk anthem becomes a somber dirge. It's clear that despite the valiant effort, Punk falls short in the end. His journey in this match might be over, but his impact on this night, on this event, will be remembered for years to come. In the ring, Roman, now the sole focus of the crowd's attention, raises his championship high above his head. The crowd roars its approval, their cheers shaking the very foundations of the stadium. This moment, this victory, is his. But as the celebrations reach their peak, a figure emerges from the shadows. A figure who has something to say. It's Seth Rollins, his face a mask of fury, his eyes blazing with a fire that threatens to consume him. With every step he takes toward the ring, the crowd's cheers die down a little, replaced by a nervous murmur. They know what comes next. The post-match ritual that never fails to ignite the crowd. Rollins reaches the ring and stares at Roman, his nemesis, his rival, the man who has once again snatched away his moment. The history between these two, the years of betrayals, the countless battles, it all comes to a head in this one, single moment. The crowd, sensing the intensity, the palpable tension, begins to cheer once more, egging them on, wanting more. But for Rollins there is no glory in this shared spotlight. All he feels is the burning desire for retribution, the need to make Roman pay for what he has done. As he continues to stare, the crowd's cheers turn to boos. They understand Rollins' pain, his agony, and they don't want to see Roman win like this. The show might be over for the WWE Universe, but for Roman and Rollins, it's just begun. The stage is set for the next chapter in their saga, a saga filled with betrayal, revenge, and an unbreakable bond that transcends mere rivalry. The question is, who will come out on top? Suddenly, the familiar tune hits, signaling the return of the legend. The crowd, already buzzing with excitement, erupts into a frenzy, their cheers shaking the very core of the stadium. He strides to the ring, his presence commanding respect and admiration. But his eyes, they tell a different story, a story of pain, of loss, and a deep, burning rage. He's here to confront Roman, to hold him accountable for the events that transpired moments ago. The echoes of the previous match still ringing in his ears. The two legends lock eyes. It's a moment pregnant with tension, a clash of wills that neither man backs down from. The crowd, sensing the gravity of the moment, falls silent. All eyes are on these two titans as they circle each other, sizing up their opponent. The air is thick with anticipation. The crowd, stunned into silence, watches as the two icons prepare for action. It's a standoff that seems to stretch into eternity before finally breaking. The first move is made. The match isn't over yet. There's more to be settled, more pain to be inflicted. The crowd roars back to life, their cheers echoing the ferocity of the fight that's just begun. And so the story of WrestleMania 41, the tale of betrayal, resilience, and unyielding determination, continues. In the heart of the WWE Universe, the drama unfolds, captivating the audience, keeping them on the edge of their seats. For this isn't just a match, it's a battle of egos, a war of attrition, and a testament to the indomitable spirit of these extraordinary athletes. As the night deepens, the stakes rise. Who will claim the ultimate victory? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, this night will be etched in the annals of WWE history forever. The Bloodline Civil War Trilogy, Chapter 3, the last chapter. This match was personal. It was brutal. It was everything the previous two chapters were not. And in the end, it gave us one of the greatest WrestleMania moments ever. Here's how it all went down. The action starts off slow with some technical wrestling and storytelling. Seth and Roman trade control. We get a lot of one-on-one action between these two former Shield brothers. There's no shenanigans. There's no interference. These two are focused on beating each other's brains in. Things start to pick up when the Usos get involved, but not in the way you might think. Instead of helping Roman, they end up taking out their own cousin by mistake. This causes a disqualification. Jimmy and Jay argue with Roman after the match, and this is when Solo Sikoa finally arrives. He lays out a challenge to the Usos, telling them that if they can beat him and take the tag titles, he'll leave the bloodline for good. The Usos accept, and so we get our first ever main roster tag team match between the Usos and the Enforcers. As for Roman, he's furious with everybody. He's furious at the Usos. He's furious at Solo. And most importantly, he's furious with Sami Zayn. In fact, he says that if Sami doesn't apologize for what he did last week, he's going to fire him on the spot. Sami does come to the ring to try and talk to Roman, but The Rock stops him. Rock tells Sami that the only apology he's going to get from Roman is in the form of a beat down. So Rock challenges Roman to a one-on-one match right here, right now. This does not happen often. A Rock challenge issued, a Rock challenge accepted. Now we get a match that we never thought we'd see at this point in their careers, two part-timers colliding in a dream match. The story of this match is pretty straightforward. Rock has the experience advantage early on, but Roman eventually dominates with his power advantage. Back and forth they go until the finish. Rock hits the people's elbow, but instead of going for the pin, he taunts Roman. This allows Roman to kick out, and then he hits the Superman punch. That was it. The tribal chief got the victory. After the match, Rock offers a handshake to Roman, but Roman just walks away. He's not interested in making nice. He's too busy being angry at Sami. Speaking of Sami, he's backstage with Kevin Owens as they watch the Usos defend the tag titles against Solo. The Usos win the match, which means that Solo is officially leaving the bloodline. As KO and Sami celebrate, they're jumped by none other than the Judgment Day. Finn Balor and Damian Priest laid them out, but not before Sami got a shot in on Priest. That may have cost them the match, but it made Priest tap out to the KO. Just like that, the Judgment Day was sent packing. Back in the main event, Seth and Roman are going at it. They destroy each other with repeated concussions. Both men are busted open. This match has now officially gone into overdrive. With both men exhausted, they start to exchange finishers. First, Seth hits the curb stomp, but Roman kicks out. Next, Roman spears Seth through the barricade. They're both down. The ref starts to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At this point, the match should be over, but somehow both men get back to their feet. Punk sees his opportunity. He grabs Roman by the hair and drags him back into the ring. He immediately locks in the Anaconda Vice. Roman screams in agony. The crowd is going bonkers. Could this be it? Is Roman about to tap? Unfortunately for CM Punk, it doesn't happen because music interrupts. Music that can only mean one thing. Here comes the cavalry. Seth Rollins flies in out of nowhere and hits a frog splash on Punk. The hold is broken and all three men collapse in exhaustion. The ref starts to make the double count. 1, 2, 3. All three are down. Who's going to take this one? It doesn't matter because here comes the finishing sequence. Seth rolls up Punk and hits the stomp. That should do it, but out of nowhere, Punk kicks out. What? How? Well, that didn't work, so Punk goes for the GTS. This time it connects and he covers. 1, 2, wait, hold on. Roman pulls the trigger on a Superman punch and then he covers. 1, 2, 3. The stadium explodes. Roman Reigns retains the title in the most exciting match of the night. And that's gonna do it for our coverage of Night 2. Don't forget to tune in next week for our special episode breaking down the entire event. Plus, stay tuned for more news and results. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. They say every great football club and every legendary player has secrets. They are the tales that go beyond the beautiful game, the moments etched in the history books and the faces plastered on magazine covers. The big clubs, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester United, Juventus, they all have their share of stories. Stories that make you question, stories that make you rethink. Tonight, our focus is on two icons who need no introduction, Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, and their respective teams, Real Madrid and Barcelona. Their names echo through the corridors of football history. Their every move is dissected by the media. Their every goal is celebrated with euphoric madness. But what about the moments before the spotlight, the decisions that went into making the legends? Welcome to the show. And tonight's topic is Cristiano and Edu, the untold beginning. Joining us all the way from Spain is a special guest, none other than Edu Aguirre, a journalist who was close to Cristiano during his early days at Real Madrid. His recent revelations promise to pull back the curtain on Cristiano's formative years at the Santiago Bernabeu. What did Cristiano whisper to Iker Casillas? Why did he choose Real Madrid over Barcelona? How did Jose Mourinho influence his early career? And what was the transfer deal that almost brought him to AC Milan? These are just a few of the many questions whose answers we're eagerly anticipating. Edu, thank you for being here. Thank you very much for coming on the show. Let's start with a little, mystery. What was that conversation between Cristiano and Iker Casillas before the Champions League final? Yeah, so it was actually an offhand comment, right? Cristiano told me this during one of our conversations. He said, Iker came up to me and told me, listen, if you score against Liverpool, we'll be champions. And I replied, no, 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 no. If I score against Liverpool, you'll be champions. So, it was a joke between us, but then, he said, no, 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 no. You think I won't score? You wait and see. And I ended up scoring twice. But, in the end, the important thing was that Real Madrid won and made history by winning the 10th Champions League title. Yeah, speaking of Real Madrid, there's a widespread belief in Spain that Cristiano would have ended up at Barcelona had it not been for one man, José María Gutiérrez, better known as Guti. So, could you shed some light on that? Yeah, so listen, it's true that when Cristiano arrived at Real Madrid, there were already rumors that Barcelona were interested in signing him. But then Guti was the sporting director at Real Madrid at the time, and he made it clear to everyone that he wanted to bring Cristiano to the team. Guti believed that Cristiano could play alongside Raúl, that he could learn from the best, and that he would be a perfect fit for Real Madrid's style of play. So he made it clear to the president, to the coach, and to everyone around him that he didn't want to let Cristiano leave. And Guti kept a close eye on Cristiano throughout his time at Real Madrid Castilla. He went to watch him train with the reserve team, and he was impressed by his dedication, his work ethic, and his natural talent. So Guti decided to give Cristiano a chance, and he promoted him to the first team. He also convinced the coach to give Cristiano playing time, and he helped him to adapt to life in Madrid. And the rest, as they say, is history. So, coming back to Barcelona, do you think Messi's relationship with Pep Guardiola at Barcelona was a master-apprentice relationship? I think there's a lot of truth to that, because, Pep came up through the youth ranks at Barcelona as a player, and when he became the coach, he continued that same philosophy, that same style of play. And he gave Messi the freedom to roam, to create, to score, and, they had a great understanding of each other's tactics, their movements, and their decision-making, and they achieved a lot together. 4 trophies in one season. It was incredible. So, lastly, could you delve into the transfer deal that almost took Cristiano to AC Milan? Yeah, sure. So, Cristiano was only 18 years old when he signed with Real Madrid, and at that age he wasn't sure if he could make it at such a big club, and Milan offered him a chance to play in Serie A, one of the top leagues in Europe, and also they promised him playing time, which was something that Cristiano needed at that stage of his career. But in the end, he chose Real Madrid because he felt that he could learn more from a bigger club, from a bigger league, and from some of the best players in the world. And, he also wanted to prove himself, to silence the critics who said that he couldn't handle the pressure or the expectations. And he ended up exceeding all those expectations. And on that note, we wrap up tonight's episode. Thank you for joining us. And we'll catch you in the next one. Thank you.